with the bartender at the bar my dad used to work at.
Because he's young.
Because no, at first I'm thinking, he's not my brother. If he's my brother, it's like you said, it's probably my dad's
Kid.
dirty secret.
Yeah.
Not my mom.
Yeah.
And then I took a better look at this guy's photo, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, he's a bit younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And then it dawned on me. Ask this guy if his mom ever hooked up with the bartender at the Brass Ball Saloon where I worked.
Where you used to work.
In the town this guy is standing in.
And he looks remarkably like you. Remarkably.
At first, like, oh, wow, that's wild. But as we kind of looked into it and started, comparing, when you have somebody's features, right? You got your mom's eyes. You got your dad's nose. You got your dad's ears. You got your
dad's hair.
You got your dad's hair. You got your dad. This guy's got my ear, my nose, my hair.
Your eyes.
I can't tell. His eyes are closed. He was laughing, which is, again, me. Look at me. That's me.
The shape of eyes.
Yeah,
all eyes are pretty close, but
it's
uncanny.
It's startling.
It's startling.
Yeah, and it's one thing, like Laura said yesterday. Everybody has what you say 7 doppelgangers roaming the earth.
Like on average.
Yeah, there's only so many DNA combinations we can make, right? But this guy's having fun doing what I do in the town I lived in for 6 years.
Yeah, and we think this is probably. I don't know, not probably, but there's a good chance that this is.
If this guy was at a Tibetan camp at 8,000 feet, probably not my kid.
Probably not your kid.
But if he's bar hopping and watching live music in Ocean City, Maryland, the odds go up.
That's also in the blood, apparently.
That's all we're saying, right?
Yeah,
that's all
exactly.
I'm saying.
So you've actually reached out. You have some friends. You still have a ton of friends and family in the area.
I do.
You also have friends with local media
more
in the
every
area.
day, apparently.
That's true.
I do. So a couple things have to happen at this juncture, right?
Also, I want to hear, you went home and told, and then we're going to put this up on YouTube in just a minute so people can watch this live. You can see the side-by-side photos.
We can show the side-by-sides.
It is a startling comparison because you guys look exactly like different ages, obviously.
Well, your kid.
You're your age. Your kid is a different age. That's how it works generally.
Saying that.
But so you also had to go home and tell your wife that you might have a long lost son.
And how's that conversation?
But tell me about how we're reaching out. How are we trying to find this guy?
So here's the drill. My buddy, took a picture with this guy, and then when they said, "Why do you want a picture of him?" and you look like a friend of mine, and he brought up a photo of me, and showed this guy and the 2 ladies he was with. Another thing that makes me think he's my son. He's with 2 ladies.
Nice. That's actually also a compliment to yourself.
Thank you. And they were like, holy moly, this is scary.
Did he not say at the time, like, no, I know my dad is my dad because I love him and he's raised me and he's great? Or did he look like he had kind of a lost?
I don't know.
He didn't have a dad in his life.
I don't know. Craig, I don't know. I didn't grill Craig. Craig Gass was the friend of mine who was back in Maryland. And he didn't ask the guy. Didn't get the guy's name. I'm like, way to follow through there, Dr. Watson.
What a genius.
Right? Well,
this guy didn't think to say, like, hey, you know what? I'd like this guy's contact just in case he is my papa.
God forbid there's a lawsuit somewhere waiting to me. There's an inheritance I might be entitled to. Has this guy accomplished anything? Craig said, no, he's in radio. Guy said, don't bother. Never mind. Well, so what we're doing now is I've got friends who are still, doing radio in my hometown of Baltimore.
They get a big reach.
Big. It's their town.
Yeah.
They were the host radio station at this Boardwalk Rocks Beach Festival.
Oh, so this guy listens.
Yes, this guy. This is their guy.
That's a way to find it,
right? So I'm working with those guys. We're trying to find a time where we can come on live with them.
Oh, great.
We can because they're doing the afternoon show in Baltimore.
So they're live at the same time we're live.
Same time we're live. Yeah. So
everything's lining up here.
We're coordinating a bi-coastal multi-reach media outreach to this guy.
Can we go? Okay, so if you're not on YouTube yet,
there it is.
Look at that.
There it is. And I forgot just how frightening this is.
Wow.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. All joking aside, it really is your son.
all kidding aside. I know we're having fun and games.
Not only do you have the exact same everything.
Nose, smile.
You have the exact same size of head. You're a big guy. You're not a small guy.
I'm not a petite little,
You're like
splinter.
a hulking man.
I'm not a splinter.
This is a hulking.
It's a hulking. This is a buffoon. Let's
and
call it what it is.
He's not a boy. He's a man.
No,
he's a grown man.
But he's probably. It's hard to tell with the Irish how old we are.
How old do you think you were if you fathered this guy years ago? When did you work at the bar? How old were you? You must have been 21.
I would have been 21 through 26.
Papa. Can you hear
the 5 years that I tended bar in this little beach town every summer.
1980s.
81 through 85.
Sure.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 81 through 85. And if this guy is 40 to 45.
Sure.
Which, looking at this picture,
He easily could be.
He could be. He could be a couple years old. I don't know. And he might know who his dad is. His dad might look just like me as well.
Are there
So
a lot of
maybe
you?
my mom
Are there a
did.
lot of you in Balmer?
I tried my best. I really gave it my best.
No, I mean, are there a lot of guys who look like you in Baltimore?
I don't know. I don't know that.
This is such a specific look. You got the same
is.
exact
Yeah,
beard. It's almost like he's a super fan, and he's
We're all
actually
shooting
like
for the James Hetfield, I think it is.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. So tell me real fast, when you went home and you told your wife about this,
Yeah,
and you said, hey, I got to tell you something.
Well, Poppy's a little slumpy.
What was her response?
I wish I'd had that line in my back pocket. Poppy's a little sloppy. She was like, great.
Great.
So she was like, are you kidding me?
The more the merrier.
I would love this. You got a kid. You may have a kid somewhere, she said.
See,
I would love this.
You were a little nervous heading home yesterday?
I was.
I knew she would have that response.
Oh.
I've never met your wife, but she seems like a big family, fun lady.
She
and
is.
so
She's reel him in, man.
I think she'd
Set
want,
a plate.
I think she'd want this guy to be part of the family.
I think she would too.
Is there any possibility? He looks too old for this, but is there any possibility you'd adopt him? Are you open to adoption? I guess you don't have to. He's your son.
No, I don't have to adopt nothing.
But he probably doesn't have your last name.
Fill up a bunk bed.
He might have a different name.
He does have a different
You could
last
give him your name.
I could.
Go play catch with him.
Wow.
We should put together a list
I don't
of
know.
all the
See
things.
what kind of physical decline he's suffered already, because I went pretty quick once I hit 40. I was down.
You guys could go and fish together.
Sure, we could.
What's
Sit
a
in
couple
chairs. Oh,
Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Skipping rocks, making lifetime memories.
I hope his name's Opie. Right now, I just hope his name's
Oh,
Opie
my gosh.
so much, right? But Opie O'Neill doesn't work.
Opie O'Neill.
That doesn't work.
He's your son. He's your
Look
son.
at that.
I'd be
That's-
willing to bet a fair amount of money on it.
We're gonna hook up a live simulcast with 90 Rock in Baltimore, and they're gonna post this picture on their air. They also run a YouTube channel. I'm talking about Kurt McEwen.
Right.
So we can go live in both cities. I'm thinking about a billboard purchase. You know,
Papa's home.
Papa's home. You know, were you
Daddy's home.
abandoned by a deadbeat dad?
You look like me.
Call
Just
this
a big
number.
picture of you.
Right.
All these calls start coming in.
Arms outstretched.
You would be scary. There's another guy out there who probably looks like this too. He's also your son. There might be a gal out there who looks like this.
You know,
Poor thing.
It's funny you say that, because our program director Brian Buckaloo, first thing he said, first thought, they're going to come out of the woodwork.
Sure. Yeah.
Don't chum the water, Spike.
This is a movie waiting to happen.
What was that? Delivery Man?
Delivery Man.
Right, with Vince Vaughn?
Yep. He made a lot of donations,
oh my God.
and they had a lot of kids.
Well, that's one. I was never a donor. You know what I'm saying? In the for money sense, I never did that. I don't know if I could have done that.
Somebody on YouTube says, "What do you mean you couldn't have donated your stuff?"
I don't know if I would have. No, for money, to say, you know.
Oh, for research?
Yeah.
Or for...
Well, no, for people who donate, like in that movie Delivery Man.
Listen, the worst case scenario is that you find out that you have a kid out there somewhere.
Nobody wants that.
Didn't you kind of donate though?
Well, in my own way. I was a nonprofit.
Oh, it's horrible. Okay, there's somebody on the YouTube chat thing said that we can actually use something called Google Lens. We can just do a search of his face. We put his face into Google Lens, it'll find him for us.
Really?
It might.
Oh,
We'll give it a shot. We'll try it.
We should just try the Maryland State Patrol. I'm sure this guy's on file. If he's
Sure.
any offspring of mine,
If he's an
he got
O'Neill,
a file a mile long,
Then
a
we
rap
might
sheet as
find
long as
him.
my arm on this guy.
that is so funny. I can't wait to find him. Then we're
know.
gonna get him on, and then how do we do? We just do some sort of a 23andMe test. The two of you.
Yeah. I think we talked to his mom. Because if I look at his mom, I'm going to know.
Would you?
Yeah. Well,
From
yeah.
the 1980s?
Yeah. I'm not that cad. I'm not that much of a cad. I think I'd remember every face.
You just found out you might have a son out there, and you're saying you remember every face?
I think I would if it's. Oh yeah, I remember you now.
Those were some fast-paced
Fast
dark
nights. Man. They were, man. Some last call moments.
By the pier, wherever
Yep.
it happens.
Under the boardwalk.
There you go.
Boardwalk.
All right, so we're going to look into that. We'll give you updates as we know more. I'm very excited to find
Yeah,
this guy. And when we
thanks.
do, we're going
That's
to get him
sweet.
on the show.
Yeah, we'll fly him out here.
We're going to fly him out here.
If he's if he's mine.
Yeah.
I mean,
Here's a wild thought. I thought about this last night.
Yeah.
How old if he's 40, 45 years old,
Right,
43.
right,
he could
right.
be as old as 45 if it was 1981.
Yeah.
He could be just about to turn 45.
Yeah.
He likely has children.
Oh.
Which means that you get to be a pop-pop.
Oh.
Would you love that?
Are you kidding me?
How fun would that be?
TikTok, baby. I've been saying my oldest TikTok.
Isn't that fun? Just imagine a bunch that look like him, and then it's a third generation, but it's like you.
Oh, my gosh.
this amazing? Now,
pretty
this
great,
guy
yeah.
could actually not be your kid at
No,
all. We're
he's-
just
he's-
staring at this guy lovingly.
Maybe he's open to the idea, whether he's mine or not.
There you go.
You know?
Maybe he just becomes your child.
There you go. I've made family out of less, I can tell you that.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Good for you. All right. We actually have a lot of stuff to get to.
Yeah,
It's not just
I know.
all Spike's random children that
Right.
he might have out there.
Well, plenty of phone lines are open if you also think you might be.
Yes. If you think you might be, check it out.
Sure, hey.
All right. We have time for one story. Can we get to, because we're going to solve a crime next at 12:30.
Okay,
We're going to solve a
I
crime.
know where you're going.
So
yes.
we're going to do that next.
Because that's going to take a few dedicated
It's going to
minutes.
take a few dedicated minutes.
Yep,
But
yep,
for
yep,
now,
yep,
I have
yep,
advice. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife has a message for everybody. This
Okay.
is stop feeding the animals, folks.
Oh, yeah.
It's now illegal according to laws in our state. You cannot feed deer, elk, moose, or other cervids. I assume that's animals that look like a deer, elk, or a moose, because it's no longer permitted in the state. They say as of May 17th, because what they're worried about is you're affecting them in a negative way, and they're going to get diseases from the food you're giving them.
Yeah.
Zombie disease. Have you heard about this?
I've seen this before.
Have you seen
yeah.
what this looks like?
Because these animals aren't constituted.
Zombie
to-
deer disease. Zombie
yeah,
deer disease.
They're not constituted to eat processed foods that we lovingly, with the best of intentions,
Yeah.
chuck at wildlife.
I don't chuck it. I feed it to them lovingly.
Well, I'm at,
Like I go to,
speaking for- yeah.
you know, what a fun thing that we do at my
Yeah.
house. We have a bunch of woods near our house, and so like I sit on the back deck, and I go to Fran's bakery, the outlet. There's a bunch of them,
Yeah.
and I buy a bunch of the bear claws. You know the cinnamony bear claws. You know the ones I'm talking about. They're delicious.
Day old bear
The
claws?
day olds. Yeah, they're great. They're like $1 for however many are in there. 8 of them in
Sure.
there. And I sit on the back deck on Saturday mornings with my coffee, and I drink my coffee.
Yeah.
And I feed the deer bear claws.
No kidding.
And it's great. It's the nicest
Sweet.
thing. They come up to me. I'm happy to have them in the yard.
But look
But
at
now they're telling me I'm giving them
Yeah.
zombie deer wasting disease. I thought I was just giving them like a fun little snack.
you're being kind.
Yeah, because they're not going
Generous,
to
loving.
find that in nature. They're going to get grass and
Right.
boring stuff.
Fallen fermented apples. You know they get drunk, right? They do on fermented fruit.
Bunch of drunk deer. But you're not supposed to feed them. They're going to get chronic wasting disease.
What time would you say you do this on Saturday morning?
I do this Saturday morning. Every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m.
Okay, I'll be over. I'm sitting. You got some extra bear claws. I'll be wandering.
Just
out
gonna
the
wander
yard.
out of the woods?
Yeah, just sit there on my hind. Like a Russian circus bear.
Just toss
Throw
you
them to
bear
me.
claws.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, you could come in. You could just
yeah,
come in and have a
sure.
bear
Put
claw.
Put some ears on and
Yeah,
you'll blend right in.
It'll be fun
Yeah.
for the kids.
It would be fun for the kids.
Right.
It might be frightening also.
A little bit.
Dad's feeding a large man in the yard. Why is he doing this?
And who's the smaller one? Is that his son?
Who is that?
He looks just like
He looks exactly like it.
bonding. Me and the boy.
Come on with me, son.
We're going bear clawing, honey.
We're gonna go get a free. This is called free breakfast. Aren't you glad you met your dad?
Oh, and we're off. Oh boy.
Oh, this guy's life is gonna be ruined.
No.
No, it'll be great.
It's about to get great.
It'll be great. His life is about to get so great. Because, he's had a sad life up until now.
Right?
No, Papa?
Not knowing.
There
Never
might have been
knowing.
somebody who stepped in.
Somebody didn't want me. He's always been thinking, right? I didn't know. I didn't know.
You didn't know.
I didn't know, buddy.
You would have been there if you would have
I
known.
would have been there, buddy.
You had a lot of
First
time to
game.
make up for.
Right? First night in jail. I'd have been there for you, man. Bail you out of jail. What father doesn't want to bail his kid out of jail?
Come up with a list
Of things we
things you should do, and you do
great.
it all in one weekend.
This is great.
Yep. And then you find
Yep,
out.
yep.
And you do it before you find out the DNA results. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And at the end of the weekend, you're both hoping that you're his son.
Yeah,
He's your
sure.
son and
After this
you're his
bonding,
dad.
yeah.
But you don't know.
Oh, wow.
And then maybe maybe in the movie version, you'd never even look at the results because it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. That's
You
right.
love him.
You're
He loves
mine.
you.
You're mine
He's
now,
your son.
boy.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow. I whittled you this. Here you go. Little pony.
Let's go get those bear claws. All right, we'll be right back. We're going to solve a crime. This was just what we do on the show. We solve a lot of crimes. We've even got theme music now, Spike. I'm very excited to share
Awesome.
it with you all.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
The John Curley Show.
They call him Reggie Smiley Wilson. How many years did you drive a Metro bus?
36 years.
You were the guy that had a smile sign. When people came on, you say smile, you do jokes.
That bus is reality. And everybody needs to know that, hey, man, my reality is no different from yours because I got to eat, I got to sleep, and I got to work. And I think we all want to do it a better way.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube, weekdays 3 to 7, and download the KIRO Newsradio app.
I've always been a super athletic guy, but after I turned 40, I noticed I was slowing down. Instead of hitting the gym after work, I spent my evenings on the couch with a bag of chips. I was gaining weight, losing muscle, and when I did try to work out, I ran out of energy right away. One of my buddies suggested I book a free testosterone check at Revive Health, and that's when I learned that low T doesn't just impact how guys perform in the bedroom. I worked with a provider to create my custom treatment plan, and today I'm feeling stronger than ever. Last week, I even set a new PR at the gym. My only regret is not reaching out sooner.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com or call 206-529-1111. Again, that's 206-529-1111.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
High schools committed to improving their students' health and performance are invited to apply for Nourishing Champions grants. Up to $20,000 made possible by Champions of Change and Safeway. Visit championsofchangefoundation.org/nourishing champions.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. Video purports to show a man chanting this as he was arrested for allegedly shooting to death 2 Israeli embassy workers in Washington, D.C. last night. They were leaving an event at a Jewish museum at the time. In San Diego, at least 2 people are dead and 8 others injured after a small plane crashed into a neighborhood of military housing today. Fire Chief Dan Eddy.
All the fatalities right now look to be that they're from the plane. We're working with the FAA right now to find out how many actual people were registered on that plane.
Pictures show a large debris field with 15 homes and countless cars damaged. There is strong reaction today to the Pentagon accepting a Boeing 747 from Qatar that could become the new Air Force One. President Trump calls the plane a gift that will save tax dollars. Aviation expert Scott Hamilton disagrees, telling KIRO News Radio.
It'll take $1 billion in several years to militarize the airplane, which Boeing is already doing with 2 747s down in San Antonio.
Critics say the 747 may violate the Constitution's rule on accepting foreign gifts. House lawmakers worked through the night and finally passed the president's sweeping budget package. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports.
The bill is passed.
This is a major victory for President Trump and Speaker Mike Johnson.
It's a great day to be an American. It's a great day to be a Republican.
The legislation extends the expiring tax cuts and includes more money for the military and the border. It eliminates taxes on tips and overtime. The bill also makes big changes to Medicaid.
Washington Governor Bob Ferguson says about 200,000 state residents will be pushed off Medicaid by the end of the year if the U.S. Senate passes the bill. A provision in the bill would ease restrictions on gun silencers.
Currently, it is legal to own a firearm silencer, but they are heavily regulated, expensive, and require additional paperwork beyond what is required for a gun purchase. Law enforcement worries the proliferation of silencers will exacerbate a deadly problem on the streets of Western Washington. Here's retired King County Sheriff John Urquhart.
There's one more thing that can get stolen that's going to end up on the street and make the police and the citizens, therefore, less safe.
The measure was supported by the NRA. The group calls it hearing protection legislation. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 195 points. NASDAQ ahead 156. From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk in Federal Way, that disabled vehicle has been moved from the I-5 northbound on-ramp from South 320th Street. You are slow on I-5 southbound along JBLM from the Lewis Army Museum past Tillicum. Travel time Tacoma to Olympia still about 51 minutes, 20 longer than usual. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite sports teams. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly cloudy skies today with highs in the upper 60s. It's 61 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, if you guys are not already participating by watching us live, download the app, KIRO News Radio app. You can also stream it live on YouTube, which is a ton of fun. We get to know you on the in the chat feature as well. You can chat with us and each other, which is a lot of fun. Just go to youtube.com, search KIRO News Radio, and then we're going to pop up there. Jake and Spike Live is going to pop up. All right. If you're new to the show, you may not be aware of this, but Spike and myself and Laura have solved many crimes. There's often stories in the news where, you know, there'll be a missing person or
missing item,
yeah,
or things,
or multiple things.
Right.
And we put our wonderful efforts behind it. We put our huge audience to work, and things get solved.
And the deductive skills.
Totally.
That you bring to the table.
Well,
I try.
My friend.
I try, but I've never seen anybody that can look at a car and I'm sure you do your research, of course, but
I love cars.
What
I love
year
vehicles.
it was? Look at the bumper. That's a different bumper than the 92. That's a different bumper. That rear window configuration, that's from 95, 98.
You show me a rear brake light,
boom.
I'll tell you what car it came off of.
Yeah, you were born for this.
I was born for solving crimes, specifically about cars, but also about other things.
Sure.
So you and I have solved many crimes. We've solved the case of the missing mini donkeys, which people can go back and look up.
Labor
we actually
of love
did.
there, man. Labor of love.
Total labor of love. Adorable labor of love. Missing mini donkeys. People couldn't find them.
We were helpful in the zebra recovery, but we can't take full credit for that. We really can't. That zebra was just everywhere.
Yeah, it was
so many people.
Very popular zebra, but whatever. We did our part.
Mm-hmm.
We also solved the case of the missing Liberty Bell, which was a big one.
Stolen from a local
replica. I should say.
Replica, of course.
Wasn't the real one.
Yes, but we also learned during our sleuthing
investigation
of this that there are 50 replicas of the Liberty Bell out in America, and Washington State's was the one that was stolen from the Evergreen Mashali Cemetery in the veterans section.
Mm-hmm.
It's an important piece of not just a memoriam for our fallen heroes, but American history.
Sure.
And we kind of spearheaded the discovery of this Liberty Bell.
Yeah, and
through public awareness.
We solved the case. We also talked to the world's leading expert on Liberty Bell replicas.
Right. So nobody had talked to him in years.
Yeah. He's just sitting there
sitting there being an expert.
Staring at bells. And we're like, get on in here, buddy. This is your moment.
Yes.
Yeah. We put the pieces together. That's the thing. There's everybody can look at the puzzle, but it takes a very skilled hand to put the pieces together. And that's what you and I do really well. Also, Laura. So I thought it would be fun. We actually need a theme song because there's a new case. This one's a crazy one.
Yeah.
The case of the missing East Africa crown crane from the Cougar Mountain Zoo in Issaquah. This is a real thing. It's happening right now. People are looking for it. We're going to give you all the details, but before we get into that, you and I need to have some theme song. Sure. I've come up with some theme songs with the help of AI.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good.
Let's hear.
I have 4 versions here for you guys, and these are all done in TV theme song format.
Okay.
So imagine you and I are doing, because we kind of took our inspiration from like old Hardy Boys episodes.
The Hardy Boys. Well, because like as you notice this, with your keen sense of deductive reasoning.
Yeah, no big deal.
The case of the missing mini donkeys.
Yeah.
The case of the missing Liberty Bell. Mm-hmm. I mean, these sound like
these are Hardy Boys mysteries.
Right?
Yeah.
And now the case of the Eastern crown crane.
This one's kind of a tongue twister.
East African crown crane.
The case of the missing East African crown crane. Wow. Yeah. Which is a great one. It's actually helping us venture into like more international waters as well.
Yeah, I like it.
So we're going to get big over there.
Let's hear what you got.
All right, so the first one, this first one's called Crime's Kryptonite. It's done in the version of a 90s TV show. It's a rock theme. And tell me what you think. I'll play it for the audience. And you guys can let us know too on the text line, 888-973-5476. Also on the YouTube live stream. Spike is hearing these for the first time, as is Laura. And you guys can let us know which is your favorite. And then every time we solve a crime going forward, which will be a lot because we're good at it.
Yeah.
It's like Sherlock and Watson.
There you go.
And there's a girl there's Irene Adler is also there, Laura. So that could be you. We're solving crimes. So anyway, here's the 90s rock theme version. You guys let me know which is your favorite. I like the start of this.
In the shadow of the city lights, where wrong turns hide in the dead of night. 2 sharp minds, a team so tight. Jake and Spike, they'll make it right. Jake and Spike on the case tonight.
Pretty good?
Wow.
Crime's kryptonite.
That is.
What do you think?
Awful, but so clever.
You don't like that one?
So that's not the right vibe. It's great.
Is it too?
Who sang that? It's like Carrie Underwood. You got Carrie Underwood?
I got Carrie Underwood. She's a friend of a friend.
And if it was like a competitive battle kind of gladiator royale, that'd be great, right?
That's a fair criticism. Laura, what did you think of it?
Spike, bringing death tonight. So,
we got an expert right here.
What'd you think, Laura?
Great, man.
Not loving it. I can tell.
No, you know what? I'd love to hear what else there is to offer.
Okay,
maybe it's the best one. You're right. Hey, I'm too harsh.
It could be the best one. It could be. But here's a 1960s theme. This is the Jake and Spike 1960s theme. This one to me, I don't want to prejudge it. I'll play it for you. You guys can judge.
team with the keenest eyes, solving puzzles under moonlit skies. Jake's got the brains, Spike's got the flair. Together they're a mystery-solving pair. Jake and Spike, they're on the case, chasing clues at a breakneck pace.
This is right. I mean, it is us.
In the city or the countryside, you can't hide. They're on your side.
What do we think about that one?
You got
so far?
Michael Bublé?
That's what I'm thinking.
He's a friend of a friend.
It's great.
It's
Wow,
funny.
you stopped taking my calls.
The nice thing is you know these people and you just put in a call and they're really cool if you know them.
Your time in Hollywood was very, very well spent.
It was very well spent.
Yeah.
I met a lot of people in the music industry.
I'm still not hearing the vibe. Maybe I've got the wrong concept.
All right, here's another one. This is a 90s rock theme. This is more of a hardcore rock theme.
Okay.
But just imagine, like I was thinking, so this is a dark, moodier version.
Okay.
And I was thinking that this was kind of like almost like a graphic novel. Like the other ones were Hardy Boys. That 1960s one would have been like to a traditional Hardy Boys paperback from the 1960s.
Well, I'm thinking that's
50s,
like
60s.
a Don Knotts and Tim Conway are the two characters
I
in
would
this
watch
TV
that,
show.
actually. I would watch
too,
a Don
right?
Knotts solves crimes.
Yes, Don Knotts and Tim Conway together as detectives.
Yep, I would watch that all day, every day. And AI can probably make that happen. All right, here's a harder rock version. And again, in just moments, we're going to solve the case of the East African crown crane. So don't you
the
worry
guy who's
about
got
that.
it's already bringing it back. If we'll just stop playing these,
he has died of old age.
In the shadows where the truth won't sleep, Jake and Spike, secrets buried deep.
Yeah.
A code to crack, a trail to chase. Two minds sharp in the dark they face. Jake and Spike, the night's alive, where the whispers twist and secrets thrive.
This one feels kind of badass to me.
Yeah. By the way, Daughtry is playing live at the Point Defiance Zoo this summer. Right?
He's a
Very
friend of a
Daughtry.
friend.
Yeah.
He's a friend of a friend.
Nice.
Got recorded. Laura's not loving this one.
I'm not crazy about it.
Okay.
I do agree. I like the vibe, but I think the lyrics are worse. I think the lyrics of the
lyrics you don't
60s
like.
one
Are
were the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here's our final entry. See what you guys think.
Ooh.
This more would be like this is a streamer. So if this was on HBO Max.
Okay.
Formerly Max.
Okay.
Again, now HBO Max. Or if this was on Netflix, this would be
Formerly Flicks.
Yeah, we're boom. Yeah,
Was it Formerly Flicks?
No, it was just the right joke. It was the right joke at the right time. That's what Laura brings to the team.
You know what? We don't even have time to play this. We're going to have to play this when we come back. And then we're going to solve the crime of the missing East African crown crane.
That'll be done before lunch is over.
Yeah. No, we'll solve it before 1 o'clock.
Nice.
So we'll be right back.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
While you're getting ready every morning, make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO News Radio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO News Radio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
Your new beginning starts now. D.R. Horton has new construction homes available throughout the greater Seattle area. With spacious floor plans, flexible living spaces, and home technology packages, you can enjoy more cozy moments and sweet memories in your beautiful new home. With new home communities opening throughout the Seattle area, D.R. Horton has the ideal home for you. Visit drhorton.com to learn more. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Time is running out to save during our preseason AC sale happening now at Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Don't miss your chance to save 10% on a new air conditioner, heat pump, or ductless system to keep your home cool all summer long. Join thousands of satisfied customers and put your trust in the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest year after year. Hurry and call Bob's for your free AC estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Need a new roof, a deck, siding, windows? Get up to $3,000 off any new installation. Hi, it's Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Home projects can add up fast, but we're here to help you save big. Book now and lock in up to $3,000 off in savings. That's $3,000 off any new installation. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
So I formed Davis Law Group about 30 years ago, and I would get, the same questions from people about what to do in the case of an accident. Do you need a lawyer? To the point where I decided that I would at least write a book which would answer the common questions that I would receive as a lawyer. Once I wrote my first book, it proved to be hugely popular. I decided to write then a series of books in different accident cases so that we could really teach people about their rights, how to protect them, and how to decide on whether they need a lawyer and what lawyer to hire. I've found in my career that having a client that is educated and knowledgeable about their particular type of case really helps the client and also usually ends up making the case or the claim more successful. To get your free copy of any of my Washington accident books, visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn of None Better Tax Resolution. Greg, people often think about the financial obligations when they owe money to the IRS and it's crushing them, but it's also crushing their spirit.
It does. And folks, look, I know when you are in a place where you're owing money or you haven't filed, it starts building that emotional pressure on you.
And I imagine for a lot of folks, the fear of getting called at work or having other people find out about what they owe is just adding to the stress.
Everything, I think, adds to the stress. And I just want everyone to know, too, that we're non-judgmental. And the most difficult thing you might have is picking up that phone and calling for something.
Tariffs and inflation. Are you tired of trying to time the stock market? Maybe it's time to take a little risk off the table given current market volatility. For stability, there's no better option than Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, a fixed return of 9%. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. We've been running local real estate investment funds for over 18 years with zero investor losses, averaging double-digit returns since inception, and we also accept IRAs. Over 1,000 local investors have invested over $250 million in our Legacy family of funds. Feeling uneasy? Don't gamble your hard-earned money or risk your retirement. Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, returning 9%, has limited openings for new investors right now.
Call 425-635-4700 or visit LegacyG.com. That's LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Legacy investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Hey folks, John Curley here. One of the best home comfort inventions of recent time, mini split systems. Now you can enjoy efficient heating and cooling while saving energy and reducing utility bills with personalized room comfort. Call my friends at Home Comfort Alliance for a free consultation, and for a limited time, get 18 months same as cash financing on all qualified systems. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
Safety comes first. When money is tight, Buc-ee's has you covered with available financing. For oil changes, wiper blades, brakes, tire rotation, tune-ups, and factory maintenance, it's Buc-ee's Complete Auto. No appointment necessary and financing's available. Check Buc-ee's.com for the location near you.
Hi, I'm Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. We're celebrating 100 years of Pella excellence with an offer as strong as our legacy. Get $100 off every window, $100 off every door, and enjoy 100 days with no interest and no payments. It's our way of saying thank you for letting us be a part of your homes for a century. Visit PellaPNW.com to schedule your free consultation today. Pella, 100 years strong.
All right, welcome back to the show. Just before the break, we were just playing some theme songs that we've come up with through the help of AI and some of my famous singing friends. For Spike and I Solve Crimes. We have solved 2 cases thus far that are pretty public, actually, big-time news. The case of the missing mini donkeys, which we did solve, and also the case of the missing Liberty Bell. And now we have the case of the missing East African crowned crane, which went missing from the Cougar Mountain Zoo.
Right. Last spotted by Lake Sammamish.
Yeah, they're worried about it.
Yeah.
Let's
it's
see.
a juvenile.
They put a post out here. one of our juvenile East African crown cranes made their way outside of zoo grounds. We're actively searching for the nearby area. She was last seen near Northwest Newport Way in Issaquah. If you see her, don't approach. Email us at info@cougarmountainzoo.com. info@cougarmountainzoo.com. So we're going to help you solve that case in just a second. 'Cause to find an East African crown crane, you've really got to think like an East African crown crane.
Ooh,
and I've spent my morning diving into the world.
That's it.
What they eat, what they're interested in, hobbies, all these different things. And so we can help you get into that. But before the break, we were playing some theme music, which is the most important part of solving cases.
You know, as I think back on some of the greatest crime solvers in American history, they all had great theme songs. That's what they had in common.
What comes before a crime solve?
Right.
A theme song.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So here's our last
got?
one. The first three you guys were not in love with. I think the 1960s one is probably the favorite so far. But here's the last one. This is called The Shadow Knows.
In the alleys where the whispers crawl.
Also, I want to pause it real fast. I don't mean to ruin the song, but all the theme songs that we see these days, all the you look at Yellowstone, Game of Thrones is really like the big one that started this. There's always really intricate like background stuff happening, and it's like sometimes it's slow motion footage of something, and then you're seeing the theme music's in the background, but we're seeing imagery. So like just imagine pictures of us in slow motion, like long glancing stuff off into the distance, like we're looking into the dark of night.
Sure, okay.
Maybe it's just like a shot of us from the back. And then Laura's off to the side, like with a notepad, like taking notes and making sure that we're not missing anything.
There you go.
And
Maybe you've got a stick and you're lifting up a tarp to look at a body.
Sure.
Something like that, right?
Or you're just poking the dead body with a stick. Like we're both poking the dead body with a stick.
Yeah, it's dead.
And then this music comes on, and then you know it just puts you in the mood.
Jake and Spike, they hear it all. Laura's got the clues, she plays it cool. Together they break every shadowy rule.
Yeah, we do.
Jake and Spike and Laura too. Unravel the dark, uncover the truth. Where the night hides.
Just imagine like a sweet little East African crown crane hearing this song. He just give himself
He wants
up.
to come in.
He just gives himself
It's
up.
like a siren's call.
Yeah.
Exactly. These guys are going to solve the case. So of those four songs, which ones do you guys like? Is it still the 1960s?
I mean,
even though the last one has your name
I
in
think
it,
I
Laura?
gotta go with the one where I'm included.
Me too, yeah. Me too.
Yeah. It says Laura too.
Here's my
so-
only concern.
Yeah.
With all those, and they're all wonderful. By the time we play the theme song, we run out of time to talk about the crime at hand.
That's true.
We might need to get to it faster.
We need it to be short.
Get to it. We don't have a whole 2-minute opening credit segment to play.
We need a 10-second jingle.
Yeah, we need something. Well, that's good production. Though. We'll hone
Hey,
it down.
ChatGPT, make it snappy.
Right, snap it up.
You're right. We'll say
Boom.
make it snappy.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what you need to know then about this East African crown crane. If you're looking for it, just listen for this sound. Basically, you're just listening for this sound.
Okay.
If you hear this sound in nature, send an email to Cougar Mountain Zoo? CougarMountainZoo.com. Info@CougarMountainZoo.com. This is the East African crown crane. We should not have these in our areas. They're actually not safe in our areas. They're not made for our weather. Here you go. So if you hear that, you can actually take a recording of our show and take this out into nature.
And play it in nature and bring it in, yeah.
Here's another question for you, though. What does a normal crane sound like? Oh, it's very different.
Oh, wow.
So if you hear this noise, don't call the Cougar Mountain
those
Zoo.
are dime a dozen.
Yeah, no, they don't care about that one. But
Play
this
the-
one,
give us that.
if you hear this one, sounds like a crane playing a trumpet.
Oi, you could even imitate it yourself. Get out there in nature.
Crane. If you see it, send an email to info@CougarMountainZoo.com. Help us solve
Or
this
text
crime.
us here, or jump on the chat line,
Sure.
YouTube chat line.
Yeah, send us pictures.
We'll direct maybe some reinforcements your way.
It's got a big funny feather on its head. You're going to notice
it's a crown.
it.
It's
You're
a
going to notice
crowned
it.
crane.
It's got a crown on it, and then we can solve the crime together, and then we have one more notch on our belt, which is what we're looking for. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
While you're getting ready every morning, make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO News Radio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO News Radio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
Summer is on everyone's mind, and many of us ladies, well, you men too, would like to get rid of that extra stubborn fat and address those areas of loose skin like around the waistline, chin, and upper arms. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat-freezing methods, even those new pills, but without getting the results you were hoping for. Introducing ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. ProSculpt is minimally invasive, performed while you're fully awake, and it's gentle yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate and permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation, and for a limited time, get $250 off. Feel confident this summer with instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening that works for women and men too. ProSculpt.com.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-838-6161. That's 800-838-6161. 800-838-6161.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Steel, walk behind, zero turn, and stand-on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Michael Wallace. The Trump administration is barring Harvard University from enrolling foreign students. The thousands who are already there will have to transfer or leave the country. This student is upset.
I have a lot of friends who are international students. I don't want to see them go. I think that's sad.
More from CBS Boston's Christina Rex.
It is so scary.
Swedish international student Leo Derden is set to graduate in May.
I look forward to the day of commencement for 4 years now. I hope I don't spend it in a detention center in Louisiana.
But DHS is demanding that Harvard report its international students to the government for alleged violence or illegal activity.
A California judge has blocked the Trump administration from terminating the legal status of international students, while a court case challenging previous terminations plays out. CBS's Jan Crawford reports the Supreme Court has blocked the creation of the nation's first religious charter school in Oklahoma.
They deadlocked 4-4, which means that the lower court ruling will stand, and that denied the state funding to this religious charter school, but it has no impact outside this case.
Justice Amy Coney Barrett recused herself from the case. She's friends with a professor who has argued religious charter schools should be allowed. Investigators say the gunman who killed 2 Israeli embassy employees in Washington, D.C. yelled "Free Palestine" as he was taken into custody. Former Florida Congressman Ted Deutsch is the CEO of the American Jewish Committee.
The most important response is going to be to show the resilience of the Jewish people and standing strong, standing proud as Jews, working with friends and allies to not tolerate anti-Semitism.
Police are investigating the shooting as a hate crime. 2 people were killed and 8 were injured when a private jet crashed into a military housing neighborhood in San Diego. CBS's Carter Evans is there.
It kind of skidded down the street here, and apparently it lost a lot of fuel, a lot of jet fuel. In fact, it still smells like jet fuel around here, and that caused a fire down the street, which lit several cars on fire.
It was foggy when that plane crashed. By a 1-vote margin, House Republicans have approved President Trump's domestic policy bill packed with tax breaks. CBS's Nancy Cordes says it will face an uphill battle in the Senate.
There are some Senate Republicans who say this bill is going to have to change. There are some Republicans who feel that the Medicaid cuts are too draconian and too swift. And then you have some conservatives who say that this bill, despite what the president has been saying about it cutting the deficit, it actually adds to the debt fairly significantly, and they don't think that they can support it unless there are deeper cuts.
Stocks had been higher much of the day, but there's been a last-minute sell-off. Dow is down 1 point. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What Medicaid cuts passed by the U.S. House could do to Harborview Medical Center. The story coming up, but first from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. In Everett, Evergreen Way is closed both directions in the 10,300 block for a fatal crash investigation. Expect delays there. In Seattle, a crash is blocking a lane on I-5 northbound at Mercer Street, and you're still slow on I-5 southbound along JBLM from the Lewis Army Museum past Telecom. Travel time Tacoma to Olympia, 48 minutes, just 10 slower than typical right now. Traffic brought to you by D.R. Horton. With over 20 Puget Sound communities, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. Learn more at drhorton.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM. Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. The CEO of Harborview Medical Center says the hospital will lose hundreds of millions of dollars under the Trump administration budget that the U.S. House just passed.
It is impossible to overstate the crisis that cuts of this magnitude would mean for Harborview and for the state's entire safety net.
The governor predicts 200,000 Washington residents will lose their health care coverage through Medicaid by the end of the year. Supporters of the bill say they want more work requirements and less waste in the program. Pretrial motions today in the trial of NBA Supersonic star Shawn Kemp. Video obtained by TMZ shows witnesses pointing Kemp out to police.
Hey, red vest. Red vest.
Gun in right hand.
Kemp allegedly fired shots at a parked SUV in the Tacoma Mall parking lot in 2023. He says the people inside had stolen his cell phone and that he fired in self-defense. No one was injured. He has pleaded not guilty to assault. The Coast Guard has suspended the search for survivors after a boating accident off Everett. More from KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Notley.
4 people plunged into the water on Wednesday after their boat started sinking in Possession Sound.
When I first saw the Coast Guard kind of circling around, hovering a real low speed, I was crazy.
A man in his 50s picked up by a boat nearby, but 3 others still missing, including men in their 20s and 60s and a woman in her 40s. All had been out shrimping on the first day of Washington's shrimp season.
It's now illegal to feed deer, elk, and moose in our state. The goal is to stop the spread of chronic wasting disease, which was detected in Washington last year. It's often fatal and spreads fast when animals gather at feeding spots. A federal wayman is crediting his bearded pet dragon Spike for saving his life. Donald Hale says he was in a deep sleep when his fire alarm went off, but he tells KIRO 7 TV he didn't wake up until Spike started swatting him with his tail.
I witnessed a miracle right here laying on this couch because if my dragon don't wake me up, I don't be here talking to y'all.
Hale says someone had poured something flammable down a drain, sparking a fire in his bathroom, which he quickly put out. No one was injured, thanks to Spike. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly cloudy skies today with highs in the upper 60s. It's 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
Welcome back to the show. Spike, you have been a busy guy, haven't you? What was that news story?
The bearded dragon saved that guy's life. House fire.
And the
bearded dragon woke up a sleeping owner. Spike the bearded dragon.
And his
By the way,
name was...
I got the song in the works.
And his name was Spike.
Spike the bearded dragon. Yeah, you know.
That's perfect.
Well,
I can AI it in 10 seconds.
I know you could. I love it because it's always a spike in car prowling, a spike in road rage.
Yeah.
Right? A spike in drunk driving arrests.
You're right.
Spike in youth crime. How many times have I had to defend my name in the newscast? And thank Heather Bosch for bringing this wonderful, good news, life-saving, finally, a Spike story with a positive upside.
Spike the bearded dragon. I like that as a nickname for you. That's
Thank you.
Cool.
It works, right?
Yeah, it does.
It works.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're kind of fiery like a bearded dragon.
Yeah, a little bit. Scaly.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever seen? Look, they gave him a little firefighter's hat.
On the live stream right now.
Put the picture of me next to it. Scream.
Spike, do you have another kid out there we don't know of? Do you know this bearded dragon's mother?
Where's mom at?
Was this mom at a Baltimore bar?
Oh my God.
In the 1980s?
Oh, it's not happening again. Not again.
Oh man, crazy. It's amazing.
All right, let's get to work. Come on.
Let's get to work.
Fun and games are over. Yeah.
SeaTac. Speaking of fun and games, SeaTac has opened up a video game lounge. Classics. Is this open for everybody? You got to be special to get into this thing. You just special?
Public.
Yep. I don't like that. Free video games in a lounge for the public. Mrs. Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
First off, I'm a little disappointed because when I saw a free gaming lounge, I'm thinking slots, poker, blackjack. I want to spin a little roulette. I want to lose some money, win some money, maybe.
Thank your governor for that.
Right.
We don't live in a gambling state, Spike.
You got to be on a tribal land, right? So my next thought is
we can't have a little extra gambling at the airport.
Seriously, or they're looking for a place for that southern airport, right? Nobody wants the southern airport. Let's get the tribes involved.
Oh man, that'd be
put an airport on tribal land.
Great.
We have some gaming at the airport.
If they're into it,
I
think it'd be great. Everett just won an award. You see that Everett, little Everett Airport?
The new Everett International.
Voted one of the best small airports in the country.
It's wonderful. I haven't had a chance to fly out of there yet.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Easy,
place.
small, brilliant.
You feel like you're flying private. And it is actually ironic. It's right next to a private airfield.
Yeah.
So you're just sitting there with all these beautiful jets around, and it's just you're surrounded by the right kind of people. You know what I mean? The people you need, the parties you need to be invited to.
That's right.
It's a nice spot.
You want to win with winners.
Absolutely.
Did your old man tell you that?
My old man did say that. Did your old man say that?
Mine too. Yep.
They say a lot of the same stuff.
I'm telling you.
Old men are alike. But you can go to this open video game bar it's a bar, actually. There's a bunch of stuff. It's a lounge. It's a video game lounge. Here's the food options. Let me know what you think of this. poke nachos.
Ooh.
Poke nachos. So it's like a fish.
Yeah, raw fish on top of chips.
A fish on a nacho.
Yeah.
A fish
What
on
do
a
you think? What do you think?
nacho.
Is that? Yeah, I like it.
I like poke and I like nachos.
Poke. I do. Why not? Right?
I don't think I would like them together.
Soggy chips. Is that what you're worried about?
Yeah,
That's
I
what
am
I'm
worried about that.
too. That's what I'm worried about too.
I am worried about that a lot.
Although some of the best app I've ever had is a poke on top of a really thin, crisp chip. If you get it to them fast enough, they don't go soggy.
Okay.
I mean, let's face it, a plate of nachos, some of those are soggy. It just happens.
Maybe
right?
There's some sort of a non-nutritive varnish they could put on top of the chip so that it doesn't. Wouldn't that be nice?
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
You're a problem solver.
All right, they're going to have poke nachos, pulled pork sliders, Nutella stuffed French toast. That sounds nice. Doesn't go with the poke, but whatever. You don't have to order
It's
it
a
at the same
breakfast
time.
treat. Nutella stuff.
Have you had Nutella stuffed French toast?
I haven't, but another two things that I love.
I had it yesterday.
Nutella stuffed French
Yeah.
toast? Were you at the airport?
No, I was at my house.
Okay.
I just had a
You have
hankering for
gambling
it.
at your house? We can just go to your place.
I also have gambling. I just felt like it, so I just made some yesterday
Nice.
morning.
Okay.
I'm pretty handy in the kitchen.
Good for you.
So I made some stuff. Selection of beers, craft cocktails. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty nice. Entrepreneurs who have already set up one of these. Their first location's at a Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International
Okay.
Airport.
Yeah.
So now they're going to do one in Seattle, in SeaTac, and see
That's
how that
awesome.
goes.
Good for them.
I hope it works out. You always do need extra stuff if you're somebody who finds yourself at the airport a lot, stuck at the airport. You have to get there so early these days.
Yes.
So early.
Yes, you do.
What are you going to do?
To clear security, yeah.
Then I'm sitting at the gate. You know my propensity for wiping up around myself and cleaning, so I don't want to sit in those disgusting seats with those disgusting people.
Do you carry wipes with you when you travel for that
I
type
do.
of situation?
I do.
Yeah, my wife
Yeah.
does as well.
I do.
Yep.
I'm
Little
not a
travel
Howie
pack.
Mandel type. I don't need gloves on and stuff like
Right,
that. But,
right.
you know, like if I can avoid bringing a cough home, I will.
Sure, you got family to consider.
I got kids to think
you.
about. I'm actually also doing it because I'm trying to protect you all from my kids.
That's
My kids are in
kind.
public school, which means they're bringing home sicknesses all the time. They're little petri dishes.
Yeah,
they just
they are.
bring it home and they're sick all the time.
So if you go to the gamers, right, Sky Gamers. What do you do if somebody's hoarding the game?
You got to put your quarter on the thing. Same
Is
deal.
that the same like the old bar trick?
I bet you it's free. It
I
probably
think
doesn't cost
the
anything.
games are free.
No
Yeah.
purchases or reservations are required.
Okay.
So I bet you the
how do
gaming's free.
Is it an honor system? Is it a be consideration of others system?
I could see somebody who's flying through who doesn't have to worry about seeing you again in Seattle.
Right, just hogging the
the game,
squatting on the
Just
game,
sitting there playing Mrs. Pac-Man,
right?
Not asking you if you want to play.
See, at a moment like that, I'd almost rather it not be available. If I'm going to be, patiently, cordially waiting, and some idiot on his way to, Denver,
sure,
probably not even from here, flying home,
yeah,
right? He's there just
some pass through,
flopping down there and making himself at home like he's in his mom's basement.
Disgusting. Playing Super Mario Brothers,
right? And I'm watching, I'm waiting for him to crap out, and he doesn't.
I have heard.
Because he's good.
I don't know if this is the case, but I've heard that its original arcade rules apply. So if you do bring a quarter with you, if you set it on the thing,
down.
you have the next.
There you go.
have the next turn.
There you go.
And if he doesn't respect quarter rules, then I think it's fair to throw your food at him until he leaves.
The poke nachos.
The poke nachos.
They do travel well.
If you are traveling soon, Hawaiian Airlines has a new rule, a new policy. If you miss your flight, you immediately lose any value tied to non-refundable tickets. This includes tickets bought by, where did we find this story? Was this My Northwest? I forget where we found this story. Whoever did it's very good. It might be My Northwest.
Yeah, that's what's right.
There's all these things that they're going to do, and I'm wondering if this is their kind of like tricky way of cracking down on. Do you remember what skip lagging is? Do you remember hearing about that?
Oh, that's where you buy a
ticket.
ticket.
Kind of popular.
You buy a ticket to a location with a layover, and you only want to go to the layover.
You buy a connecting flight somewhere,
right?
And you only want to go to the connecting point,
right. That's I have heard of this.
I'm sorry, you only want to go, exactly like you said, the layover spot, and then you're not doing the next branch, the thing of your ticket, your next whatever.
And so but you're so
it says you're forfeiting the value of that ticket going forward. But what do you care? You're not on the flight anyway.
Right.
I didn't know that if you missed a flight, you could still have value to that ticket. I just assumed
I didn't know that.
I assumed that if you missed a flight,
you're SOL.
It's your fault. You're late.
I mean,
it's your fault.
So this is important, and maybe there's somebody out there who's in travel or works for an airline that can clarify this for us.
Yeah.
If you miss a flight, are you qualified to just make a change fee? Currently, because Hawaiian Airlines is changing their tickets.
They're saying
changing their status.
We're going to cancel your flight reservation and all continuing and return flights. Clearly, there's something big going on.
Oh, and return flights. That's what's going on.
And return flights.
If you buy a cheap ticket to Atlanta because they all fly to Atlanta, but you lay over in Houston,
Poughkeepsie,
and you want the flight to Poughkeepsie is rare and it's expensive.
It's where you want to be.
So you lose that return flight that's originated in Atlanta, but now you're going to jump back on in Poughkeepsie.
Okay.
Not anymore. They're tired of these wasted spaces and people ripping them off.
I guess. And they want to be able to also imagine they want to be able to sell that ticket. They probably legally can't sell that ticket to somebody else.
Yes, it's already sold, yes. Although they do seem to oversell flights all the time.
They do all the time. I don't know why that's legal. They need to crack down on that. Somebody in the Trump administration needs to crack down on.
I got to tell you.
Crap down?
Yeah. Well, I hate to be red or blue, but, former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg did shepherd through the passengers' Bill of Rights, and there's a lot of great things.
I don't even see politics. I just see ideas I like or I don't.
And
I like that
this was a great. It's a done deal.
Let's stop airlines from
the passengers'
overbooking
Bill of
flights.
Rights. Yeah. The fact that delays are worth value to you.
If I'm sitting on a tarmac for 5 hours, which I've done,
and you don't have to settle for the offer of a free flight on their airlines. You're entitled to cash in many instances if they delay you.
They gave us free alcohol, which it quieted everybody down.
But now there's this passenger Bill of Rights. You can look it up there. It's very explicit and very detailed, and a lot of different options for travelers who are inconvenienced by airlines.
I think if they force you to sit on the tarmac for more than a certain amount of time, I think it's 3 hours. That's just a guess, but it's somewhere around there.
There's that seems to be the standard cap. We were at a gate waiting for a delayed flight, and at 2 hours and 45 minutes, they put us on the plane to avoid the 3 hour delay.
But then you had to sit on the plane.
Then we had to sit on the plane for another 2 hours. And there are caveats that say if it's an act of God or blah, 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 all these different things. But we have to wait for a fuel truck. You've been sitting at the gate for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
The plane's up ahead of time.
That's what I said. But no, the airlines, they're working. Spike. They're working to take advantage of the traveling man. They've got their systems in place. And you and me, Joe and Laura, traveling public.
My name's Jake, yeah.
Well, I'm Joe, speaking like Joe.
Joe
Traveler.
Joe Traveler.
Yeah. We got rights, and we deserve better. We're the customer.
We're paying,
right? Without us, nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Try to get that plane off the ground without me on it.
With nobody on it,
happening.
Good luck to you.
Not
Fly empty, lose some money.
If you are flying, you're probably trying to avoid buying a house here in Seattle, which is a real problem. Did you see how much houses are costing in Seattle?
Is it 9 now? The median?
9
in Seattle proper.
$100,000 is the median. If you're a little broader, King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties, if you all added those together,
bring in the burbs, yeah.
Average those together, the median price on a house is still $750,000, which is kind of amazing when you think about it. But in Seattle, it's $899,475. You and I did some number crunching because that's the kind of guys we are. We're number crunchers. If you had a $900,000 mortgage, your monthly.
What do you mean? You mean a $900,000 mortgage?
A $900,000. The price of your house is $900,000.
Okay, right. Now,
your monthly mortgage payment, including property tax, homeowners insurance, all the things you're required to have.
Yes.
After you've already put down $180,000 as your down payment.
So you're financing $720,000?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you want to get no homeowners insurance homeowner insurance you're required to have. If you want to get no loan insurance, you have to put down 20%.
Oh, right.
That's generally what companies make you do. Gotcha. So on $900,000, which is actually $720,000 now, your out-of-pocket per month is $6,518 to have that's your monthly house payment, $6,518
for the median price home.
For the median price home.
You're not living in the lap of luxury with a lake view.
You don't have a lake view. That's not even a. That's
you
not even.
You don't have a rooftop deck with an outdoor fire pit.
This isn't even a house you probably want to invite people over to.
You can smell what the neighbors are having for dinner. That's how close you are.
Yeah.
For a $900,000 home in Seattle.
If you can smell past the mold of your old house,
right?
Because that's what houses in Seattle have. All this water damage. So much water damage around here.
That's why you have insurance in case you bought a lemon, right?
That's a good point.
That's why I have mortgage insurance.
Well, they probably wouldn't give you the loan if they came out and they inspected it and they said, we're not going to insure this house.
No, they wouldn't approve it. Right. They wouldn't approve the loan without standard. And that's good. That protects people. For desperate people who are dying to get into a home. Not dying from getting into a home.
Listen to this, though. Do you know what the property taxes on a $900,000 house over the life of the loan would be? And again, this is the 30-year typical loan.
I don't even want to think about it.
$324,000 in property taxes.
That's what you're paying the state just
to rent your property from them.
That you own.
Tell me that's not evil. Tell me that's not evil. That's not a red or a blue thing. That's just an evil thing.
As blue as I try to be, that's horrible.
300. That's basically $350,000. That is a massive chunk of somebody's retirement.
Yes, it is.
Massive. Crazy. All right. If you can't afford a house in Seattle, you might want to look somewhere to the far, where would this be? The far west or the far east? Depends on which way you fly.
It's all east. We're talking about the Emerald Isle. I saw this story.
Far east in Ireland. There's a little lady by the name of Imelda Collins. You do an Irish accent. Do you do an Irish accent?
Imelda Collins out there in, she's near County Sligo.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she wants to sell her house. She says, I want to sell my house.
She's already moved the place. It's gone.
It's gone?
Laura and I tried to get on this fancy deal she put together.
What was she doing here?
She's raffling off her home. Bought the home 3 years ago now. 2 years ago, she bought the home, renovated the home. Right? Home was about 150,000 euro.
150,000.
That's it's not too shabby.
Yeah, it's $200,000.
But the going rate in county, she's out in County Leitrim is where she really is, which is about 15 minutes from Sligo Bay.
Is that near the
Don't
water?
Don't let me do this. Yeah, it's northeastern Ireland.
1.75 acres of property.
Beautiful rolling countryside.
It's gorgeous. We have a picture
Beautiful
up on
little
the
cottage
YouTube right now. Look at that cottage. Would you live there?
Look at that. Oh, I've drove by 1,000 of these in Ireland. And trust me, every time I thought about it. I thought about being an expat.
You said I could live there.
I could live here.
I could
see the little outhouse there, the outstructure, the outbuilding. Pigs. Those are walls for pigs, my friend, right there.
Those are pig walls?
Oh, yeah. You feed the pig, you eat all winter.
Pigs love those walls.
You bet they do.
That's an Irish house, tiny little thing. I'll bet you that's probably 1,000 square feet.
Yeah, it's probably it's about right. Yeah,
it's a cute little place. Yeah, it's tight. Yep. That's very tight. It wouldn't fit my family. But
it's 17 Irish people can live there. Trust me, history tells us.
Let me tell you the price. The price is pretty good. $900,000 for a house in Seattle.
Yeah.
You want to buy this house?
Yep.
$7. She did a raffle.
How's that possible? You say it's right. She did a raffle.
This is genius. She did a raffle. So she paid $150,000 in 2022. She does minor work to fix it up. I saw the pictures of the inside. You're seeing the pictures of the inside right now.
It's modest. That's beautiful. Though.
Modest.
That's
nice.
Look at that. It's convenience. It's everything you need.
But you know what? That's the house that size. The total rental on that whole house is $41,000. The entire thing.
For the complete renovation?
Complete renovation.
Modern plumbing, heating, probably a little AC.
No, you didn't have to do any plumbing. I'll bet you the plumbing on it was fine.
Okay. That's lovely. Look at
you're
that.
Retiling your shower. You're redoing the floor.
Beautiful.
It's not even a very nice tile. I'd actually tear that bathroom out.
Would you?
I would.
I
don't like the lighting.
You'll feel better at my house.
I think it's a lime green. You could give that just a quick coat of paint.
I don't like the green. Yeah, but she's Irish, and so they're going for a theme or something.
But go on. But how much?
So she sets a raffle, which is apparently a big thing you can do over in Europe. People raffle off properties. She says, I want to sell $7 tickets to make it attractive.
Yep.
But the problem is, what if she only sells 25 tickets? And she's like dramatically undervaluing her house.
She's lost it.
So you can set a minimum. So for her, she said, I'm going to do at least the minimum number of tickets for this house to officially sell is going to be 150,000 tickets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Which she easily passed. We don't know how many she got completely, but the raffle ended today.
She said like when you have an auction, the minimum is going to be, I'm not going to sell this car for
there's a reserve price.
Reserve, that's the word.
And then when you move beyond the reserve, then you're making money.
Sure.
But she's making money because the minimum she says was 150,000 tickets at $7 a pop. That's $1,050,000. Wow. She paid $150,000 3 years ago.
Wow. Good
Is this a genius idea? Does this make you want to auction your house? When you finally do sell your house, auctioning your house might be the way to go.
You can, and I looked this up when I saw this story. I'm thinking, what a brilliant idea! And you can in Washington. You have to get licensing and permitting.
Okay.
There's a Class G raffle permit in the state of Washington.
But you can raffle your house.
You can raffle off your home.
Can you set a minimum, just like this lady did?
Of course you can. Of course. Why would you risk taking a loss?
Why isn't everybody raffling houses?
I mean, $7. Of course, I'll take a flyer on $7. To get a home?
And the nice that you mentioned this earlier before the show, but you were saying this could also fix the problem. There's a lot of families out there who can't afford to. A lot of people overbid. They'll do They'll say, hey, we're willing to pay the $900,000 that the house is valued at. Plus, you get into a bidding war.
Right.
It went for $150,000 over asking, whatever it is.
And that helps the seller, of course, but it crushes the buyer.
It's tough for the buyer. It's tough for people with families too.
Yes.
So you could have a family be like, hey, I'll buy a raffle ticket here, raffle ticket there. $7.
Sure.
But your odds of getting the house, not good.
1 in 150,000.
Yeah.
But, you live a clean life.
But you got a
little
chance.
Karma. Sure. You got to dream.
You got to dream?
You got to dream until the raffle happens.
$7 in a dream.
There you go.
And that's all you're going to end up with. You're not going to get the house. But somebody did.
Somebody's got to win, and somebody won it.
Somebody got the house, and she got $1 million at least.
It closed. Laura, you found the story yesterday, and the raffle closed yesterday evening. And they've already announced their winner. I mean, and that's the thing about being a raffle in the state of Washington. There are strict guidelines that it's fair, that it's safe, that it's guaranteed, it's not rigged, boom, boom, boom.
Sure.
But you can do it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Something to think about if you're looking to sell your
I
house.
lived in that house. My wife would leave me, but I'd...
You could go move in that house. Make it a vacation spot. $7. You got a place of vacation.
Let's look up more houses for raffle in Ireland.
Yeah, we should.
Boom.
Absolutely.
Or you can buy one in Italy for $1.
You can.
So
There's a
that
lot
story,
of requirements,
right?
so we should talk about that later. It's interesting. I want to play some video for you, Spike, when we come back. We're going to share it with everybody on YouTube. You can stream it live with us as we're watching it. There is this new service on Google. It's called VEO 3.
Okay.
And the video that comes out of this, the AI video that comes out of this is just...
really?
It's unreal. You're looking at it and you're just going like, this is the future. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Well, I heard the AI songs he made.
Well, the AI songs,
but you're talking about believable video now?
Unreal. Wow. Yeah. So we'll play it for you next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
KIRO Newsradio, winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards, including Overall Excellence.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey live in Linwood.
Bunch of tall trees in a wooded area just off of Alderwood Mall Parkway.
And we thank you.
We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day to deliver the local news and stories you care about.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills may be.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. Our local tax expert Greg Nunn wants taxpayers to know the IRS is now going after older cases very aggressively. If you received Form CP-504 from the IRS, do not ignore it. Be proactive and resolve your situation with Greg Nunn, N-U-N-N, None Better Tax Resolution.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Time is running out to save during our preseason AC sale happening now at Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Don't miss your chance to save 10% on a new air conditioner, heat pump, or ductless system to keep your home cool all summer long. Join thousands of satisfied customers and put your trust in the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest year after year. Hurry and call Bob's for your free AC estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store. Start with Stable.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Hi, it's John Curley. Longevity Medical Clinic has been helping people live longer, healthier lives for more than 25 years. I've recently talked with Dr. Mixon about his approach to proactively focusing on prevention. Dr. Mixon, I first met you in 2009, and I went in there and I told you I wasn't feeling well, couldn't gain any muscle mass, couldn't sleep well, I was stressed out, and you looked at me and you said, yeah, I know what your problem is.
And all we did was we measured your values and we moved your values back to those of a nice, healthy 25-year-old man.
I have taken your blood work to my doctor, and he was shocked. He couldn't believe the depth in which you study my blood.
We need to draw a distinction between living a long time and getting old. And that's what longevity is all about, is we are here to do the measurements and help you fix those problems.
So get your free health analysis. Go to longevitymedicalclinic.com. That's longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Hey 12, Steve Rabel here, voice of your Seattle Seahawks. The wait is over, and tickets are on sale now for our historic 50th season. This season is going to be legendary, with past, present, and future colliding at Lumen Field. Get your tickets today at Seahawks.com/tickets.
Mini Split Systems give you efficient zoned heating and cooling comfort for less. Call Home Comfort Alliance for a free consultation and easy 18-month zero-interest financing. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. It has cleared the U.S. House. Now the White House is calling for swift passage of a sweeping bill that includes a large tax cuts. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
The Senate should pass this as quickly as possible and send it to President Trump's desk for a final signature.
The measure has more money for defense and immigration enforcement, partly paid for by cutting a range of health, nutrition, and clean energy programs. The bill also includes a provision that would ease restrictions on the purchase of gun silencers. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has that.
Currently, it is legal to own a firearm silencer, but they are heavily regulated, expensive, and require additional paperwork beyond what is required for a gun purchase. Law enforcement worries the proliferation of silencers will exacerbate a deadly problem on the streets of Western Washington. Here's retired King County Sheriff John Urquhart.
There's one more thing that can get stolen that's going to end up on the street and make the police and the citizens, therefore, less safe.
The measure was supported by the NRA. The group calls it hearing protection legislation. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Microsoft worker who interrupted a speech by CEO Satya Nadella this week has been fired. This happened on Monday during the company's annual Build Developer Conference in Seattle.
As a Microsoft worker, I refuse to be complicit in this genocide. Free Palestine!
The outburst was the first of several pro-Palestinian disruptions at the event. It drew thousands of software developers to the Seattle Convention Center. Out of the closing bell reports, Jeff Bezos just donated nearly $97 million to his preschool nonprofit. The gift came in Amazon stock, according to a federal filing last week. His Mercer Island Group Day One Academies build Montessori-inspired schools. They have open campuses in Washington and other states. Late sell-off today at the closing bell ended with the Dow losing just 1 point, S&P off 2.5, NASDAQ ahead by 53. Now to the Beacon Plumbing traffic desk. This report is brought to you by Wilcox Family Farm Eggs. Just cleared a disabled vehicle in Renton on northbound 405. Just past SR 67, starting to clear there. Roadwork slowdowns again on SR 18 eastbound, approaching I-90. Rest of the map also starting to build. Looking at a 45-minute drive from Tacoma to Olympia with those slowdowns around JBLM. 45 minutes from Linwood to Seattle, traffic jams right around the Green Lake area. A 40-minute drive from Renton to Puyallup, and about 30 minutes from Bellevue to Renton. Cage-free eggs are good. Free-range are better. Mobile pasture-raised eggs are the best. Choose the best for your family. Locally fresh Wilcox Family Farm eggs. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Turning into a nice afternoon. Just partly cloudy skies, but a decent amount of sunshine. Highest today in the mid to upper 60s by tomorrow. We are in the upper 60s this weekend, 70s. Right now, 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. You guys are not participating on the YouTube live stream of the Jake and Spike show. You're still going to enjoy the show because it's great and it's great audio we're going to play for you, but it's enhanced by the video. We really do. We play a lot of video. We play a lot of pictures. We showed a picture earlier of Spike's possible long-lost son. Not a joke. We're actually looking into this.
Yeah.
We have people on the ground in Maryland researching this right now as we speak. There's also another question about whether or not Spike fathered a dragon lizard. We posted a photo of last segment. Was that a dragon lizard?
Bearded dragon.
A bearded dragon.
Yeah, bearded dragon lizard.
Yeah, bearded dragon. But he had the same name as Spike. That's the joke. All right. I saw this earlier. There's a lot of videos going around online, AI videos. It's part of a larger conversation, I think, that people are probably having with their friends over just how unbelievably real these videos look now.
Mm-hmm.
A couple years ago when AI videos started coming out, I remember watching them for the first time, and they were frightening because it was like a computer's, the way they were being packaged and shown to people was like, oh, look at what a computer thinks a human looks like. And it would have been like a human with kind of a distorted face, and I would have been here, maybe there. It looked like an impressionist version of a human, almost.
Right. Think that, remember that video, Money for Nothing?
Yeah.
I Want My MTV, though. That's what they used to look like when they generated those Minecraft character, basically.
For sure, not real.
Right. Yeah,
it looked not real.
And of course, we made progress, but
they made progress. But like, there's a famous video of like Will Smith eating a character who looks like Will Smith eating spaghetti, and it's just from 2 years ago, and it looks so fake and unreal, and you can tell like, well, that's definitely not Will Smith. He's definitely not eating spaghetti.
He wouldn't eat spaghetti anyway. You know, that's how you know.
That's how you know. And so, but now, the massive increase in their ability to take just short prompts and turn it into photorealistic looking videos. We're going to put this up on YouTube right now for people to watch if you're watching the live stream. I wanted to show these to you, Spike. I was just blown away by these.
Wow.
So if we could scroll down, Laura, if we can go to that, let's start with this old man in the sea here.
That's Popeye.
Your awe with every breaking light. This ocean, it's a force, a wild, untamed might. And she commands your awe with every breaking light. This ocean,
what's amazing?
It's a force.
So wait a minute. Is the AI whale going to jump out and eat this guy?
No, this is AI.
No, that's a guy in a boat.
Laura, can you read the prompt? Because I can't see it from here, but can you read what so they when you do AI, like for instance, when we made those silly songs earlier, I said, make me a 1980s TV theme song about Jake and Spike crime solvers. And it came up with the dorky songs that we played. In this version, they also have video versions of this. This is Google VO3. This is VEO3. And you type in a prompt, and then it will create a video for you.
This isn't a real old man?
This is a real AI old man.
A medium shot frames an old sailor, his knitted blue sailor hat casting a shadow over his eyes, a thick gray beard obscuring his chin. He holds his pipe in one hand, gesturing with it towards the churning gray sea below the ship's railing. This ocean, it's a force, a wild, untamed might, and she commands your awe with every breaking light.
And then it comes up with this instantaneously.
Did you tell it to look just like me? Because I'm seeing a theme.
Spike, are you this guy's father? No, but
this is not a real person?
This is not a real person. Can we go down to the next one, Laura, or go over to the next one? I don't know what it is. The devastating thing's going to be, I mean, like, there's going to be all sorts of, the ramifications of what this means for the entertainment industry is unbelievable. Like, if you're in Hollywood right now, freaking out.
Yeah.
Because you no longer need movie studios. You no longer need actors.
Well, part of the recent strike that Hollywood had was to keep, like, extras and bit players in the acting community from being replaced by AI. One of the things they fought for was the studios wouldn't just eliminate the need for them through this technology.
They try to.
First off, for you folks listening at home, we're watching these videos that there's a series of videos created by AI. The first one was an old man, looked like an old guy in a boat. I mean, it looked like the Central Casting, Popeye the Sailor Man type.
You know what it looked like? It looked like Old Man in the Sea.
Right.
With what's his face?
Now the second one was an owl flying down
a cartoon owl
to speak with a badger. Now we know that's not real. Talking owls are safe in Hollywood.
But
we know that's
CGI
not real.
movies are one of the biggest component of what makes Hollywood successful.
Some
they have
kids
these giant CGI
went to
studios.
school for years and years learning how to master the craft of this.
What is
now,
Pixar? This is Pixar.
Right.
Now here you're looking at a guy who's leaning over a map and it's an adventure story. Do we have audio on this one, Laura? Can we pull the audio?
Immediately. According to this old sea chart, the lost island isn't myth. We must prepare an expedition immediately.
That's a good.
Now you got
and they got a detective,
hard-boiled detective talking to a rubber duck.
You'll talk, see? You'll talk.
What's so crazy about this, though, is that these are instantly created.
Where were you on the night of the bubble bath?
I was in the tub.
Here's a question for you: where does this go? Like, what do you? What is next? I'm watching. There's two things happening simultaneously. You have AI who's able to make photorealistic things, or it can make beautiful looking stop motion things. Whatever.
Right.
It's killing industries. And then you also have robotics, which are moving at just a lightning pace.
And AI is furthering that endeavor as well.
So you have AI in robotics. You have AI on these screens. Look at that. It's unbelievable.
It's Spike.
That's me and the bear look identical.
You and the bear.
Yeah.
It's you and Jake.
Spike, are you the bear's father?
Bear claw in hand.
That's me. Saturday morning. We'll call this Saturday morning at Jake's house.
I just when I see these, there's a part of me that has this. I'm simultaneously I'm very impressed, and I'm also really creeped out because I know how many people this is going to displace.
Laura, can you go back one? Because if you folks are pause for a second. You folks that are watching on YouTube can see what I'm talking about. But folks at home, here's a shot of a train station, a busy, bustling train station, right? And you've got literally hundreds of extras moving through the background of the scene and two actors in the forefront having a dialogue conversation. I mean, you can expect that this would take weeks to set up, to shoot, to rehearse, all the things, all the industry,
all the choreography that we'd have to do just for the extras to walk by in the background.
Set design. I mean, you name it. Costumers, everything, wardrobers.
A shot like this in the old days. This is a Steven Spielberg type shot. You might see it in a movie like this. In the old days, this would be a crew of 250 people on site.
Yeah. For days on end.
There'd be 300 extras. So you're talking about the size of a very small city. You're talking like 1,000 people just all hanging around doing their part. You've got craft services. You've got catering. You've got all the different things that accompany. You've got bathrooms. You've got wardrobe. Everything that surrounds productions.
Right. There's an industry. There's a livelihood.
A full industry. Yeah. And that's to say nothing of the people working the cameras and all that like that. Right. And then that's just in the blink of an eye, gone.
Well, when you put it that way, this is inevitable. This is inevitable.
And if you can make this for nothing versus the immense cost, like what's a big movie that just recently came out?
Oh, the Mission Impossible movie's coming out today, right?
Okay, Mission Impossible comes out. What's
Friday?
23rd? Tomorrow. Comes out tomorrow.
Of course, it can release on a Thursday. I'm a dork.
What's the budget of?
That's how you know I'm not AI.
Well,
I say stupid
stuff. Midnight.
Okay.
I'll bet you the budget's on that is probably $150 million.
Oh, I bet it's more. I bet it's closer to 4.
Maybe even more?
$400 million. It's a Tom Cruise action. It's the pinnacle of the Tom Cruise Mission Impossible series.
To market that movie, they're going to spend twice the amount. So it's going to be $800 million to market and pay for the movie. Or you just type into an AI thing.
And that's...
Bing, bang, boom.
And it's getting nothing but better. Nothing but faster.
It's just going to get better.
Have we already gone too far? Is it already... Is the train already left... The AI train already on the fake AI track?
You can't put it back in the bottle.
Wow.
Why are they keeping AI in the bottle? I don't know. All right. We got a lot more coming up. Is there already one? That's already the end of the 1 o'clock hour? Yeah. Holy moly, that's fast.
Not quite. Got a little bit 1 hour.
We got one more segment. One more segment this hour.
Still a 1 o'clock.
And then we have a whole hour left with folks. All right. We'll be right back.
The John Curley Show.
They call him Reggie Smiley Wilson. How many years did you drive a Metro bus?
36 years.
You were the guy that had a smile sign. When people came on, you say smile, you do jokes.
That bus is reality. And everybody needs to know that, hey, man, my reality is no different from yours because I got to eat, I got to sleep, and I got to work. And I think we all want to do it a better way.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube, weekdays 3 to 7, and download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Hey there. I'm Phil Briggs, Navy veteran and host of CBS Eye on Veterans weekly radio show and podcast. And I often think of my old boss in the Navy, Commander Reed, especially when I'm trying to motivate my kids. Now I know how he must have felt trying to motivate me. This Military Appreciation Month, Navy Federal Credit Union wants to celebrate those who go above and beyond for us every day. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/celebrate. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Bundle Deal Days at AutoZone.
Well, I do need a bundle of things.
When you bundle, you save.
Do I save if I bundle oil with an oil filter?
Save up to $12 on that bundle.
What about brake pads and rotors?
Bundle those and the brake pads are free.
Can't save more than free.
You can save on hundreds of deals during Bundle Deal Days. Ends June 2nd at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Duralast brake pads only.
Jim Singletary here, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, where we're not afraid to tell you no. Looking for a roofing company that'll do cheap, fast work and just cover up the problem? No, that's not us. Want a quick quote without a real inspection? Nope. Just want a price without knowing your options? Not happening. Look, we don't want to tell you no, but if saying yes means cut corners, bad results, or wasted money, we won't do it. Period. And here's the deal. Seattle gets 150 rainy days a year. That's not wait and see weather, it's call RoofSmart now weather. We say no to leaky roofs, sloppy work, and bad estimates, and yes to thorough inspections, accurate quotes, and top quality work that actually lasts. So if you want an honest roofer who's not afraid to say no to bad work, call RoofSmart today at 206-487-4877 or visit GetRoofSmart.com. That's 206-487-4877 or GetRoofSmart.com.
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. If you're at the stage where you need readers, whether you've had LASIK or not, it may be time to consider K2 Vision RLE. I tell my King LASIK patients, laser vision correction won't solve the eventual need for reading glasses due to an aging, dysfunctional lens.
But K2 Vision RLE will. It's not a question of if your lens becomes dysfunctional, it's when. At that point, you'll need reading glasses and could benefit from refractive lens exchange, a permanent solution to distance, intermediate, and near vision problems. In other words, no glasses, no contacts, and no readers.
And no cataracts.
Exactly. After K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless.
And because we've performed over 100,000 procedures and followed the outcomes, we have the experience to know if RLE is right for you.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com and let's get your vision feeling young again, permanently.
Go to K2VisionRLE.com.
When the heat's in 11,
cool AC would be heaven.
DayandNight.net.
Beat the rush.
Act now before summer,
because that heat's a real bummer.
DayandNight.net.
Even though our Northwest summers can be spectacular, there's always a long, hot stretch that makes everyone say, man, AC sure would be nice. Well, except for that one annoying friend who won't stop talking about how great his AC is. Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. You can stay comfortably cool when those hot temps arrive. This is the time to plan ahead and call us about installing a high-efficiency AC or heat pump. Or if you have an existing system, we'll come and service it. Make sure it's running efficiently and ready to cool when you need it.
Before the summer heat wave.
Keep your house cool and save.
DayandNight.net. Save up to $6,000 on qualifying cooling equipment. Plus, no payments or interest for a year OAC. Don't sweat it out this summer. Stay cool with Day and Night. DayandNight.net.
Stop struggling to get your job posts seen on other job sites. Indeed's Sponsored Jobs feature helps you stand out and hire fast. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
At Kia of Everett, we make the process of buying your new Kia as exciting as driving it home. The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
I've always been an athletic guy, but after turning 40, I noticed I was slowing down. I booked a free testosterone check with Revive Health and learned that low T doesn't just impact my performance in the bedroom. I've been following a custom treatment plan ever since, and today I'm feeling stronger and more confident than ever.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, text BOOST to 65555 or visit ReviveMensHealth.com to schedule your appointment. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies. Text help for help. Text stop to cancel. See privacy policy at ReviveMensHealth.com/privacy policy. For info on how opt-in info will be used and terms and conditions at ReviveMensHealth.com/terms of use for terms of short code service.
Welcome back to the show. Some big news in the NFL. We do some sports on the show from time to time. And Spike, you've been following a big change that one of the teams was pushing
Nicely
to the
done,
NFL.
man.
And
Nicely
what
done.
happened?
So the NFL had their owners meeting, and it's where rule changes are proposed and voted on. One of the things of recent years that has become a real topic of conversation, topic of controversy for some people, you know what the tush push is? You seen the tush push?
No, I haven't.
Okay. It's what Philadelphia Eagles have made this their hallmark. It's when a ball is at a goal line and the quarterback gets three big guys behind him in a formation.
Oh, I got you.
And they literally just push him across
him
the
over the
line.
line. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's completely, I mean, it's 100%. This thing is impossible to stop because it's just power, raw power, big guys.
But the
being
defensive
pushed
line has the opportunity to stop it.
Well,
right?
there's one of the problems with this is you can't stack those big guys behind the line and push back to counter it. For some reason, there's a disadvantage for defensive players as opposed to the offensive mass that is pushed across in the tush push.
Okay.
Long story short, there was a motion by the Green Bay Packers, spearheaded this motion to make it illegal to outlaw the tush push. And with rule changes in the NFL, you need 75% of the teams that means 24 of the 32 NFL teams have to vote for this rule change. And the banning of the tush push got 22 votes. 2 votes short of the league requirement to make this rule change.
Still a good majority
it's still there.
Don't want it.
Yeah, most of the league doesn't. 68% of the league does not want this rule because they think that it puts defensive players at an extreme disadvantage and a health risk. Because you literally got to stock your biggest guys in there and make a human roadblock as this wave of weight and force pushes on top of you and over you.
And who was the team that originated this?
Philadelphia Eagles.
So I imagine they didn't vote.
They did not vote.
They wanted
They
it.
voted to block the push.
But every team can do it. It's just dangerous.
Yeah,
right?
every team can do it. A lot of teams don't like the concept. I think you're going to see more teams doing it. There's a personnel issue of the Jalen Hurts, the quarterback of the Eagles, has got a big, strong guy. You know, and it takes a big, strong athlete with big, strong legs to help drive that push.
Oh, yeah.
And then to put 3-4 guys behind you to drive that push. And you've literally got thousands and thousands of pounds.
I was going to say the leg strength on these guys is unreal.
Right. These guys can move trucks.
And they're just huge. Like I was watching, in this latest draft, you're watching some of these guys who these teams picked up, and they're just, you can't believe the size of these guys. They're massive, and they're not even as big as they're going to be. They're going to keep working out. They're going to get bigger in the NFL.
Right, just the draftees.
Just the draftees are massive, yeah. And so, I understand why people don't like it.
The dangers are, hands caught under bodies, ankles twisted, crushing weight on top of athletes, knees bent backwards, ankles bent backwards.
Is this the most dangerous thing they're doing in the NFL, do you think? Aside from just smashing into each other's heads.
Yeah, you talked about how big these guys are getting every year. They're bigger, stronger, faster athletes.
Yeah.
That's why the safety committee on the NFL is doing their very best, and they've made amazing changes with regard to you see guys practices now with those padded helmets.
There's some guys in the league who play them.
You're now allowed to play with them in the league.
Would you play in a helmet like that if you were in the league?
Yeah, I think I would. It's an ego thing. I think you look a little special.
It is an ego
thing. I don't mean
thing.
to be disrespectful, but you look a little special.
You definitely got a big helmet on. You look like a video game character, for sure.
You look like a guy who's not willing to take a shot. Maybe that's a blow to your manhood, your masculinity on the field.
Whenever I see these guys on the field, there's a couple guys who do it. I can't think of their names offhand, but you know them when you see them because they got a big giant balloon head. But I do respect when they're doing it because they are putting themselves out there. It's like in the NBA. You remember John Barry?
Yes.
John Barry used to shoot the underhand free throw.
Yeah. You mean Rick Barry? You mean Rick Barry?
Rick Barry, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rick Barry.
I knew what you meant. Yeah.
Whose son Brent Barry I worked for when I was in the NBA. No big deal, in the NBA for 4 years, whatever, as a ball boy, whatever. But he played for the Sonics.
Yeah.
Brent Barry did. But Rick Barry, he had one of the best free throw percent. He might still have the highest free throw percentage
he was
of all time.
Yeah.
Because that is a more natural motion to shoot
underhand,
to shoot.
Right. Look
what do
at
they call
dork.
it? Granny shot or whatever they call it, underhanded. But nobody in the NBA wants to do it because it looks dorky.
It's horrible.
And I'm thinking in football it's the same thing. If it's safer to wear these like big padded balloon hats, then it's going to keep you safe and it's better for you. So whenever I see guys do it, I respect them.
Yeah.
But I also notice that they're like usually one guy on that team might wear it.
Yeah, and they all practice with them.
They practice with them.
Right, and that's common sense.
Because those aren't
they
aren't generally on camera.
Right.
For the whole world to see.
For the world to see. But the NFL is, maybe the drag tackle where you grab a guy and use your weight to fall across the back of his legs.
Yeah, of course.
That's been outlawed.
Yeah.
Horse collar tackles, of course, are outlawed. It happens, yeah. But the leaguers doing what they can do
to make it
try
safer.
to make it as safe as possible. And I'm kind of surprised that this attempt to block the push, kind of surprised it failed. Kind of surprised they got 10 teams to vote to keep it in play.
Yeah, interesting stuff. All right, we have a lot more coming up. We have a lot of stories we're going to keep you updated on. Our continued search for Spike's long-lost son, who is a real person, who we do think Spike actually fathered when he was a very charming young bartender back in is it Beach City, Maryland?
Ocean City, Maryland. Nice little beach town.
So we're looking for this guy, and hopefully we'll have some news for you on that soon. Tons of other stuff to get to, so stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
A big story developing this morning
on your smart speaker before you head out the door.
Get the latest live from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Huge impacts for Boeing and Boeing workers.
The office, the gym, anywhere.
Water, like taxes, goes all the way down to the bottom, so it'll either come out of the employee's paycheck or the lack of raise.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Swing and a miss. Strike three. That is strikeout number 7 for Brian Wu.
Home. Home is where you get to cook things up just the way you like.
Swing and a miss.
Where you're never afraid to get in the kitchen.
He got a huge strikeout from Logan Gilbert. It's 7th tonight.
Where you serve. Carve. Put some extra mustard on it.
There's the fist pump by Luis Castillo. Strikeout number 10 on the night.
And get a little spicy.
Set a heater at 100. Back-to-back strikeouts for Andres Munoz.
Now you're cooking with gas. Mariners baseball at T-Mobile Park. Welcome home.
The next Mariners homestand gets started with a 3-day Randy Arozarena bobblehead giveaway against the Nationals May 27th through 29th. All 3 games are Mariners value games, which means you can score seats for as little as $11. Go to mariners.com/value games to lock in your tickets today.
Say hello to summer and savings with your very own saltwater hot spring spa from Olympic Hot Tub. Through May 26th, get special pricing and interest-free financing till 2030. More at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
This is your chance to get more. The Harnish Auto family's annual super sale is here. Volkswagen, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Subaru, and Kia. New cars, used cars, certified pre-owned cars, and more. More selection, more value, more for your trade. Buy, trade, sell at the Harnish Auto family's annual super sale happening right now. Come on down and join the family. Located in Puyallup and Everett. The Harnish Auto family, where people matter.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
An Aussie trekker travels to America to hike an epic trail.
It was rocky, it was imposing.
But Eric Robinson never made it to the end. I'm Dave Cawley. Follow my podcast, Uinta Triangle, UINTA, on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Michael Wallace. The man accused of fatally shooting 2 Israeli embassy employees in Washington, D.C. has just been charged with murder of foreign officials and 2 counts of first-degree murder, which could carry the death penalty. Janine Pirro is the acting U.S. attorney in D.C.
This is a horrific crime. And these crimes are not going to be tolerated by me and by this office.
People who know Elias Rodriguez say he had been outraged by the 2021 strangulation of a 6-year-old Palestinian boy by a landlord in Chicago.
Free Palestine!
That's what the suspect in the attack that killed Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram yelled immediately after. But CBS News has learned Milgram was committed to bridging the gap between Israelis and Palestinians. While studying for her master's degree in international relations from American University, she interned at a nonprofit aiming to provide conflict dialogue to young Israelis and Palestinians. And she also pursued more studies and courses on peace building and education. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
The Trump administration has revoked Harvard University's right to enroll foreign students. Here's CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenberg.
The Trump administration believes that the incitement of anti-Semitic intimidation and harassment has been imported from the Middle East and other foreign nations, which is one of the reasons why they are revoking student visas from various schools.
A music talent agency says 3 of its employees died in the private jet crash in a military housing neighborhood in San Diego. Mayor Todd Gloria.
An extraordinary effort by our first responders. I can't emphasize that enough. The limitation in terms of the additional damage on the ground is a direct result of their hard work, of their expertise, of their professionalism.
The Senate has blocked California's plan to ban the sale of gas-powered cars by 2035. State Attorney General Rob Bonta plans to sue the Trump administration.
This is a workaround for Trump to punish California for defying his efforts to bring us backward.
The House has approved President Trump's budget bill by a 1-vote margin.
President Trump calls it the big, beautiful bill, and White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says that's exactly what it is.
This one big, beautiful bill will implement President Trump's Make America Great Again agenda by delivering the largest tax cut in American history for middle-class families, the working class, and small businesses.
But it also cuts Medicaid and food programs, while budget hawks say it adds to the federal deficit. Secretary Leavitt responded,
The Senate should pass this as quickly as possible.
The Republican-led Senate is likely to make several changes to the bill. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Stocks were mixed today. The Dow lost 1 point. The Nasdaq was up 53. This is CBS News.
A word from Progressive Insurance. Life can be hard, so Progressive can make bundling your home and auto easy. Hope that helps. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
What potential Medicaid cuts could mean for Harborview. That's coming up after we go to the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. The support is brought to you by Pro Sculpt, and we are moments away from a 45-minute shutdown of SR 167. Both directions in Tacoma. The 1.5-mile closure from I-5 should be cleared by 2:30. Southbound 5, usual slowing from Ravenna over the Ship Canal Bridge. Both floating bridges looking good. And if you're getting an early escape to eastern Washington for the holiday weekend, I-90 looking clear all the way through Snoqualmie Pass. Woodinville to Seattle, 30 minutes. Seattle to Everett, 31. And pack your patience for Tacoma to Olympia. That is now 54 minutes with those slowdowns through JBLM. Pro Sculpt is the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women, offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. About 200,000 Washington residents could be kicked off Medicaid under a bill that has cleared the U.S. House. This is according to the governor, who says the state stands to lose about $2 billion in federal funding for the program. Harborview alone would lose hundreds of millions, and the hospital CEO, Summer Clavinell-Wally, warns the cuts won't impact just individual Medicaid patients.
These cuts will disrupt the financial balance that supports the entire healthcare system, reducing resources and access to care for everyone, no matter their insurance.
Supporters of this bill are calling for stricter work requirements to receive benefits, all part of an effort to save money by getting rid of fraud and abuse. A new bipartisan effort is asking President Trump to reconsider federal relief for our states following that bomb cyclone from November. KIRO News Radio's Scott Carty reports.
That storm delivered $34 million in damages across 6 counties, but the first request for funds was denied. Now, Senator Patty Murray is leading Washington State's entire congressional delegation, urging the president to reconsider the denial of our state's request for a major disaster declaration. In a letter to the White House, the delegation says disaster declarations are not symbolic. They are critical lifelines for communities in crisis. Scott Carty, KIRO News Radio.
It is now illegal to feed deer, elk, moose, and other animals in our state. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay explains why.
According to the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife, a law took effect on May 17th that prohibits feeding certain types of wild animals. The department says doing so can hurt them. One major concern is chronic wasting disease, also known as zombie deer disease. It can cause drastic weight loss, stumbling or lack of coordination, drooling, listlessness, and excessive thirst. It was first detected in Washington last year, and there is no cure. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Search continues for a young East African crowned crane that escaped from Issaquah's Cougar Mountain Zoo. The bird was last seen in Lake Sammamish State Park. Do not approach it if you see it. You can check out a photo of the bird at mynorthwest.com. Weather report brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are partly cloudy today with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, 70s for tomorrow and into the weekend. Right now, 63 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. A lot of stuff going on in here. You wouldn't believe it's like a party in here. Just pile people in here all day.
Well, news happens, buddy, and we're the place to give you the latest on everything.
Tons of stuff to get to. Somebody sent this, Spike. This is great. Laura, can you put this up on the screen? If you guys are watching on YouTube, you should be if you're not already. Go to youtube.com, look up KIRO News Radio.
Please.
Somebody did. Is this an AI image?
Yes. Matt on our text line, shout out Matt, plugged this into AI. Spike as a bearded dragon.
Isn't that great? That's an amazing likeness.
Thanks. You're the best.
You don't like it?
No. I don't wear glasses.
That's true.
Dude.
Do you not wear glasses ever?
No, I've had refractive lens exchange.
Vision. Yeah.
That's right.
Now you're seeing 2010.
2010, that's right.
You're never going to get a cataract?
If you want to, 425
Yeah.
451 2020.
No, they do good
Sharp
work.
with an e-vision.com. I don't wear glasses.
I had sharp vision done 15 years ago.
Still boom, right?
Crystal clear.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, good for you.
What was the name of the texter?
Matt.
Matt, thank you. I don't mean to take your wonderful gift.
Do you honestly not find this appealing? Let's throw the prompt back in and get the glasses off and maybe a sharp vision endorsement at the bottom.
Do I am I flattered by someone making me into a cartoon bearded dragon lizard? Who, by the way, saved a life today. Thank you very much.
You saved a life?
Yeah, I'm not
talking about.
I've saved lives twice, but not in a fire. You know, I told you that story.
You saved 2 lives today?
2 lives. None today. Not today.
I thought you just said you saved a life
saved
today.
2
Am I
lives.
hearing
I've
that?
saved 2 lives in my lifetime.
Oh, in your lifetime?
Yeah.
So that's why you don't want to be depicted as a cartoon bearded dragon?
No, I just wanted to not have glasses. That's all I'm saying. I find that insulting. If it didn't have glasses, it'd be perfect. I have, yeah.
Have you ever heard of a little guy named Superman? He wears glasses. He saves a lot of lives. Maybe that's your alter ego.
Come on.
I think that's nice.
Now put the picture of my kid up there.
How are you doing this, Laura? You can see, we can watch it as they. Honestly, it's an incredible likeness. It doesn't look as much like the guy who is actually your son. And
Isn't that the scary part? The kid in Maryland.
You know what's funny? We should put
so.
a picture of that next to the kid in Maryland who might be your son, who's not a kid, who's a 40-something-year-old man.
Yeah. 42 to 5.
You know what we should do is we should get an AI version of him also as a bearded dragon.
Look at the two.
And then the two of you doing something that a father-son bearded dragon team might do.
Putting out a fire.
Or
waking a sleeping resident.
Playing catch.
Yeah.
Doing something like that. That'd
Eating crickets.
Oh, there you go. Oh, my gosh. Laura's so fast on this. Look at that.
You are amazing.
Unbelievable.
Oh, pleased with this. Oh, my God. Laura, we have too much free time on you.
We're having too much fun
More
with this.
menial work for you,
great.
Laura. That's what I'm saying. Look at that. That's frightening. That's who it looks like.
That's the same guy.
His father's a bearded dragon. That's what we should be saying to everybody.
My gosh.
Laura, you're evil.
He is going to hate it when he finds out who his real dad is.
He's going to sue us when he finds out what we've done.
Yeah, are we? What is the
likeness
legal
rights?
liability of us?
We're covering a
showing
news story.
Pictures of it's a news story.
Right, we're not marketing him. We're not using him to gain
The
financial.
picture was taken with his consent.
So you're telling me?
Yeah, with his consent.
You're right. So you're telling me that the bearded dragon on the right might be the father of this guy on the left.
Now we're in trouble.
No, it's a might. It's not a guarantee. Allegedly. You say allegedly.
Saying
covers
there's a
all sin.
possibility.
That bearded dragon on the right worked at a sleazy bar in the 1980s.
Look at him. You can tell.
I believe that.
Yeah. Got a gap in his teeth and
Got a
everything.
real lascivious look on his face.
AI is really getting good, man.
Let me get you a drink, ladies.
You ever had a bearded dragon? I make it myself. Oh, yeah.
I was just going to make the worst joke that I could possibly make.
And thank you for not.
And I check-swinged,
Nice.
and it's a sign of maturity.
Attaboy. Look at you, girl.
Oh, I want to make it so bad. Everyone's thinking it's the same joke, but they're not going to say it. It's very funny, though. It's an obvious, good, golly, that would have been fun to say. But my career would have been short. I wouldn't have seen you.
I enjoy having you here every day, and let's keep it that way. Right?
All right.
There you go.
There's some fun stuff to get to. Let's get to some stuff. What do you want to talk about here? Do you want to talk about schools banning cell phones? Which
I think it's a trend that's unstoppable.
It's
much like AI.
An upward trend?
Yeah, I think much like AI, it's an unstoppable trend.
And we like it.
Yeah.
It's the trend we like.
Totally more.
Florida was the first state. This is unbelievable. Just like the AI we played you of Will Smith over the break from 2023. You can't believe that such a thing was only 2 years ago. The AI, 2023 AI thing. But this too, this law only passed in 2023. The first state to pass a law regulating cell phone use in the classroom was Florida. And thank God they did it, because now half the states in our beautiful country have followed suit.
Wow.
With more on the way, with more working on legislation as we speak. It's the tides have turned, and people have realized how dangerous these phones are for kids. It's not good for their education. It's not good for them as developing humans.
It's not. Yeah, clearly, there's so much evidence now. We didn't know it first, and as quickly as phone technology is progressing, access to the internet is progressing, and algorithms are progressing through the use of AI, even without.
Yep.
They target kids. They know how to get those eyeballs, how to get them clicks.
If you get them addicted early to these social media sites and these different things that they're doing, then you're building these profiles, these ghost profiles. I don't know if you've seen this, but if you watch on, forget the name of the documentary. It's on Netflix. But it talks about the ghost profile that these big companies create of you as a consumer. And every time you do cookies and stuff, like every time that you do something online, it can read you by whatever you're looking for. And so that's why when you look at a computer that's not the one that you use at home, you'll have an ad pop up that is something that you may have researched on a totally different device.
Completely.
But it follows you because these ghost profiles follow you around. And then they build profiles on how to advertise and send things to you that they think you might buy.
To you, right? Target marketing, you bet.
And you get kids involved, and now you're talking about a whole different thing. And now it's shaping their life. You could shape a person's life using these types of things.
They are.
No, they absolutely
They totally are.
It scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I don't allow my kids to have phones, and they won't have phones.
And now your kids are still in elementary school.
My oldest is 10.
Yeah.
The youngest is 11 months. And we have made a commitment that we're not going to allow them to have smartphones while they live with us. They can have dumb phones, doodlebugs, things like that. We'll get them for them when they're driving. So they can have access to, making sure that
it's funny.
Call 911.
You mentioned that half the states in America have passed bans on cell phone use in schools to their students.
Guess who hasn't?
Washington has not, because we're such a freedom fighting, blah, blah, blah. One of the states that just...
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. One of the... I didn't need to go through the entire litany of pejoratives. One of the states that just passed a ban this year was Connecticut, and they only ban from K through 8.
But
not
high school.
No,
high school is where you want it, the worst.
I would think. And I know that the young developing mind isn't fully developed by high school. That's what, 13?
It's not developed until after college if you're a guy.
They say 25 by the time your brain is fully developed.
I'm still waiting for the certificate of achievement in the mail.
It's in the mail.
Your brain is developed, Jake.
Why, can you imagine the hemming and hawing and the back and forth, the negotiations that went on and getting, we get you banned, but we want high schoolers to have access. It's a tool.
Who would fight that?
Right.
What kind of a politician would say, hey, I'm drawing the line at 9th grade. We want 9th graders to have access to all the nasty stuff on the internet.
Yeah, that part made no sense to me. I mean, all the different warnings, it drives isolation. It decreases attention spans.
Depression rates are through the roof.
Right.
All these different things.
The debilitating of development of social skills that phones cause. So to your point, I think it's coming fast and furious, and it's a tide that has turned.
In Washington State, though, it hasn't. Washington State says they're leaving it up to each school district, and they think those school districts should make their own phone rules. But they will not. This is the thing. I don't know why they wouldn't make a phone rule for the state and just say, hey, these cell phones are not good for kids. It's like we won't let kids smoke. Why are we letting them have cell phones?
Well, they want. It's funny you say that because they want to make. And I'm not.
They want this. They want kids to smoke.
No. But they want to make a statewide. Whenever it comes to gender and sports and those issues, they don't want to leave it from district to district to district. They want a statewide protection for who they feel is a threatened community. But with cell phones, they want to let
phones.
They want to let district by district
let that fly.
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
I mean. The argument, against the trans community or banning trans is such a small percentage of people that you're legislating to be whatever of the population.
But every kid's
got a phone. Right. This is every kid in America.
Gizmodo had this interesting article. I was reading this. I want to read you just the last paragraph because I think they really sum it up, and this is great. This is from Gizmodo, last article for them, or on an AI. It's let's see this. Explaining the doom loop of AI in education, basically.
Okay.
And the article is it's called "It's Breathtaking How Fast AI is Screwing Up the Education System." I'm going to read it to you so you don't have to read it.
Okay.
Final paragraph. Now teachers, too, seem to be taking the easy way out. As a recent New York Times story shows, that college professors have been using chatbots to create their lesson plans just as their students are using them to complete said lesson. Quick side note, this is not Gizmodo. This is not me talking.
Okay.
How crazy is that? Now you just have AI giving the homework and doing the homework. Like, what are the teachers and students even doing?
Just bodies.
You're just paying. What are you even paying tuition for?
Well, you're collecting tuition and you're paying out a check for what?
For what?
There's a lawsuit in the state of Washington. There's students that are suing the University of Washington.
They should.
Because their teacher was using AI. And these families are like, why am I paying, this incredible tuition rate?
When the professors are using it.
They're not even giving me real teachers.
And the rules and regulations or whatever, the student handbook says that students can't use it.
Right.
So why can professors use it? That doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't. And students shouldn't be. It's not. First off, with education, I'm so tired of teaching to a test. That's the problem with education, is that educational funding is often based on test results, teacher performance. So teachers teach to the test.
Sure.
They just teach the answers to the test we know we're going to give you because we need you to get this average score as a school, or we won't get funding.
But what have they learned?
The memorization of right. Where's the critical thinking training?
Nothing.
Right.
Not
Where's
happening.
the problem solving? Where's the critical thinking? That's why you need humans just looking at students and not AI in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I guess there are tools that you can use to help make your job as a teacher better, but not replacing you as a teacher.
So ridiculous.
The part of the teachers that mattered in your life had a connection with you, right?
Yeah. Well, mine were all robots, but yeah.
Warm, cuddly, cold, hard,
cuddly
plastic.
robots.
Yeah. But for the teachers that mattered in my life, those are the ones that saw something in you or a concern for you and cared about you and got involved in your life. Right, and reached out and made a personal connection to you.
Sure.
And then it opened you up to the
Inspired
possibility.
You in some way.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It showed you why it was important for you to think about, not just have the answer, But think about a situation. You know, part of teachers now fighting using AI for things like term papers and thesis writing and things like that.
I'll bet you I can guess their reasoning for it. They probably say we're stretched too thin. We don't have the budget. We don't have enough people. Yada, yada, yada.
I could see the rationale for asking for that tool to be part of their arsenal.
I disagree, but yeah, go
But
ahead.
to fight the use of AI by students, teachers are requiring students to have personal stories or relevant.
That's smart.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah. Give me something from your life.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you can tell me how this battle of whatever or this court ruling of this, how
So it's
that's
not just
impacted
like,
you.
tell
not
me
not just AI generated.
How the West was fun.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Right. Oh, I'd take that course, How the West Was Fun. That'd be a great course.
Let me continue this Gizmodo thing, because this line jumped out at me. The result of all of this is so obvious that it doesn't really bear repeating, but I guess I will anyways. Everybody who uses AI is going to get exponentially stupider. And the stupider they get, the more they'll need to use AI to be able to do stuff that they were previously able to do with their minds. Which is completely true.
We're already seeing it.
We're already seeing it. I saw a lizard today of a man. I saw somebody have an AI lizard of a man. In the olden days, they would have had to take the time to learn how to draw.
Right. You have to have real skill.
An adorable caricature like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now you just pop it into AI.
Yeah. And we're already forgetting how to perform basic functions because we have tools that help. I mean, do you know phone numbers anymore? Do you remember phone numbers, real phone numbers?
Why would I remember phone numbers?
Because you can just, that's right. It's already
I remember the phone number when I was a child.
Because you had to push the buttons.
Yep. Right? I had to push the buttons.
And that boom, 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 boom.
It does. It's replacing everything. I don't even know how to pee standing up anymore. Did you know that?
No.
Isn't that crazy? Thank you, AI. Now I sit down every time. I feel like a weirdo. It's crazy what computers are taking over these days. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Fight the fight, buddy.
You got to fight the good fight. Yep. You know what? I'm going to stand proud next time.
There you go.
Even no matter how hard it is.
And if the robot forces you to sit, you stand. You fight the machine. Stand for freedom, I say.
If you stand for nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
You'll fall for
You'll
everything.
sit for everything.
You'll, yeah.
God, you were this close.
Speaking of AI, can we play this video? Colleges are using AI. When you graduated college, did somebody say your name when you walked across the podium?
I wasn't there. But there was.
You didn't go to the graduation?
I skipped the graduation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went
cool
to
for school.
went to the beach. Had a job. I was
Good
working.
for you. Yeah.
I was meeting
were
the
getting
girl.
somebody pregnant.
I was meeting the girl at the Brass Ball Saloon. I literally skipped college
Was it called the Brass Ball Saloon?
Brass Balls Saloon.
Why have I
in the
not
boardwalks.
caught that yet in the story?
Yeah, the Brass Balls.
The Brass Balls.
Yep.
This is where you would meet girls.
That's where I attended bar. 3 years. 3 summers. 2 years of Fager's Island before.
Jeez Louise.
On the Bayside on the island, and then I got boardwalk on the butt the balls.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Right?
A lot of things in Baltimore.
And I skipped my college graduation because I didn't need to hear my name.
Sure.
Wear a robe and cap and gown.
They probably would have gotten it right. O'Neill's a pretty easy last name to read and to say.
Yeah.
Skorheim is not, which is why the priest who has known our family for years and years and years, when my wife and I got married, introduced us as Mr. and Mrs. Skormeyer. It's not even close to Skorheim.
That's why you got to have AI priest.
At Pace University, I should have an AI priest. At Pace University, they're using AI. Think about this. The students, instead of having a faculty member or like maybe a vice president or somebody, I don't know who did it before, an announcer, who cares?
Yeah.
They would have a card and the students would hand them a card and then the person would say their name and just read it like an adult. Now they have AI. Do we have a video of this, Laura? The students are going to walk across the podium at stage at Pace University.
Okay.
This just happened the other day. They scan their phone, so you're required to have your phone right there. You scan a little barcode on your phone onto a thing, and then AI says your name out loud phonetically as it's supposed to be said. Let's play this video. This is wild.
Kelly Danko.
Look at that. You got a guy with a scanner.
Sophia Cicero.
That's his job. Why did they put him in a? Why did they put him in a robe?
Acosta.
He could be scanning eggs.
By the way, that's CeeLo Green doing that.
Sabrina Alley.
Is he wearing the glasses as a
Jeremy
disguise?
Brosnan.
Well, at least they have a human say congratulations. That's awful decent of him.
Hayden Tops.
He opted for the more feminine voice.
I guess. No, isn't that crazy? Egan. I guess they're trying to fix this
Sierra
problem.
James.
Do you remember that when this happened a couple years ago? This was when people were mispronouncing it. This is Thomas Jefferson University, and they couldn't figure out how to say these names. The person who was reading the cards.
No, there's no practice?
There's no practice. All right, here's the names. Oh, we have video of this, Laura. I didn't realize we have video of this.
Sayer Uvun Jinju Brinan.
Nuh-uh.
Maybe Lee Zubeth. Bratowski.
No, this is a pen and keel and pen.
Zobeth Camp.
You're trying to say Molly Elizabeth Camp.
Tom Multmay.
Thomas. There you go. You got it.
Maybe
Thomas,
maybe that person's why they got AI.
Canaveri Jr.
How do you not know how to say Michael? How do you know how to say Maeve? You butchered Elizabeth?
I don't know. It's tough.
That doesn't seem real.
It's real. That's real. I've seen it happen many times.
I confirmed via news articles finding this video that this did really happen.
That really happened.
Really happened.
Well, wouldn't you qualify someone using the public address at a graduation ceremony? People have spent their entire lives waiting to watch the first generation of our family to graduate.
Yeah.
Elizabethia.
Yeah, you're right.
Michaela Hama Jones.
Aaron.
John E's. Aaron, right? It's a bit, man. Oh, it's horrible.
Craziness. Well, AI will fix it all for us. No worries. All right, we have text messages, tons of great stuff coming up, and there's a speaker coming up. There's a commencement speaker. As we mentioned, a bunch of universities, people graduating.
It's that season, buddy.
There's a commencement speaker at your alma mater
today. Yeah,
today.
University of Maryland, go Terps.
We're gonna play you, and it'll be a game. We're gonna play you who the speaker is, and you can take a guess at who it is.
Oh, okay. Is it a famous voice?
It's a famous person.
Yeah, okay.
I hope you'll recognize it. I don't know that you will, but I hope you will. All right, we're gonna do that for you when we get back. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
KIRO News Radio, winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Feature reporting, sports reporting, and overall excellence.
And we thank you. We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day to deliver the local news and stories you care about.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Watch and listen anywhere by downloading the KIRO Newsradio app, and always stay connected at mynorthwest.com.
Hartley and Brent Wilcox on mobile pasture eggs from Wilcox Family Farms.
Hartley, you work with our mobile pasture barns. Tell us what mobile pasture means.
Well, mobile pasture is using a big tractor to pull the barns to new pasture each week, so the hens have fresh, green, nutritious grass to eat every day.
Why is that important?
Well, hens can get about 35% of their diet from the grass and bugs in the pasture. So before they pick one area clean, we just hook the tractor up and move it to fresh green grass.
And the fresh grass makes for the most amazing colored yolks.
At Wilcox Farms, we have over 500 acres of organic pastureland that ensures we never run out of fresh Northwest grass for our hens.
Always check the carton to make sure it's local.
When you see Wilcox, you know it's local, you know it's fresh.
Wilcox is the only local mobile pasture in the Northwest.
You really have to see videos of how it works.
And you can at wilcoxfarms.com.
Remember, the grass is always greener at Wilcox Farms.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-838-6161. That's 800-838-6161. 800-838-6161. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-838-6161. That's 800-838-6161. 800-838-6161.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software, upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
And 6/22/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
When the heat's an 11, cool AC would be heaven.
Dayandnight.net.
Beat the rush. Act now before summer, because that heat's a real bummer.
Dayandnight.net.
Even though our Northwest summers can be spectacular, there's always a long, hot stretch that makes everyone say, man, AC sure would be nice. Well, except for that one annoying friend who won't stop talking about how great his AC is. Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. You can stay comfortably cool when those hot temps arrive. This is the time to plan ahead and call us about installing a high-efficiency AC or heat pump. Or if you have an existing system, we'll come and service it. Make sure it's running efficiently and ready to cool when you need it.
Before the summer heat wave, keep your house cool and safe.
Dayandnight.net.
Make sure your AC will keep you cool when the summer heat gets here. Save $50 on a pre-summer AC tune-up. When the heat's at 11, stay cool with Day and Night.
Dayandnight.net.
This week at Demetrio's Jazz Alley, 19-time Grammy winner Bella Flack teams up with harpmaster Edmar Castaneda and drumming legend Antonio Sanchez. Catch one of their 8 incredible shows Thursday, May 22nd through Sunday the 25th. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The suspect in the deadly shooting of 2 Israeli embassy staffers has now been charged with murder. The victims were shot last night outside a Jewish museum in D.C. Speaking in Jerusalem, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu condemned the attack.
A brutal terrorist shot in cold blood a young, beautiful couple, Yaron Lishinsky and Sarah Milgram.
FBI says the suspect admitted to the shooting, saying he, quote, did it for Gaza. Microsoft says it fired an employee who was protesting the war in Gaza when he interrupted a speech by CEO Satya Nadella.
Satya! How about you show him how Microsoft is killing Palestinians? How about you show how Israeli war crimes are powered by Azure?
This outburst happened Monday during the opening minutes of the company's annual Build Developer Conference in Seattle. There is strong reaction to the Pentagon accepting a gifted Boeing 747 from Qatar. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports it could be the new Air Force One.
Aviation expert Scott Hamilton not holding back about that gifted 747.
Well, that is the stupidest bleeping transaction I've ever heard of. This is one of the most stupid deals I've ever seen the government enter into.
Hamilton says the Boeing plane would need to be militarized at a cost of $1 billion, and Boeing is already doing that with 2 747s in San Antonio. However, President Trump says it's a gift that will save tax dollars. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Boeing says it is listening and workers are speaking up. Company says safety reports jumped 220% in just 1 year thanks to anonymous reporting and better training. Boeing says it wants to create a culture where safety comes first. City of SeaTac says it's fighting back against mail theft. It launched a program offering residents secure, locally made mailboxes at a discounted price. Councilmember Peter Kwan tells KIRO 7 TV he has also been a victim of mail theft.
Not all lock and mailboxes are created equal. And so the one that I initially got for myself was broken into the very same week that I installed it.
City is providing free installation, and Kwan says lower income residents can get an even deeper discount on those mailboxes. Traffic now brought to you by Seattle Sports from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. Southbound 5 and southbound 99, both slow from the Green Lake area into downtown. Southbound 405 traffic building from Bellevue through Newcastle, and volume also building northbound I-5 from Boeing Field all the way into downtown. Federal Way to Tacoma is 13 minutes, Seattle to Everett 31, and about a 55-minute drive now from Tacoma to Olympia. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. For this afternoon, we are dry with just some clouds out there, but a decent amount of sunshine as well. Right now looking at 63 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Our time grows short, but don't worry. It's going to be very, very, very meaningful. We have a lot of stuff to get to. Spike, you went to the University of Maryland? That's
I
where you
did
graduated from?
Yep. Go Terps.
What's the mascot?
Terrapin. It's a turtle.
It's a turtle?
Yeah, that's Toto. Yep.
Turtle.
A turtle. Yeah, a turtle. A turtle, box turtle indigenous to the Chesapeake Bay.
Okay.
There's relevance.
I guess that's cool.
A turtle and a bearded dragon walk into a bar in Maryland.
And the guy behind the bar is a frog.
A frog.
Of all things.
But he loves the ladies.
Am I right about that?
Laura, what was your college mascot?
Tiger.
A tiger. That's a cool college
yeah.
mascot.
Pretty good.
And you went to UH, right?
I went to University of Hawaii. Ours was the Rainbow Warrior.
Yeah.
I believe it's, I think they generally just call themselves the Warriors.
I thought they got changed to the Rainbows.
Really?
Yeah, for a cultural appropriation point, yeah.
But that wouldn't apply in Hawaii.
I'm just saying.
You're joking. They really got changed the Rainbows?
I will double check this real quick. I don't want to be wrong.
Yeah, double check.
That is what the last segment can be used for, is to correct mistakes we make during the show. Like fathering a kid and leaving him behind for 42 years. That's a mistake.
Which you might have done.
Mistake I'd like to correct.
My college mascot might be refracted light. We'll find out.
I think I read warrior, not rainbow.
The use of rainbows stems from a rainbow appearing over the field during an upset win over Oregon State in 1923. Warriors is just a nickname added in the late 60s.
So what's my mascot?
The rainbows.
The rainbows?
Or the bows, if you want to be fun with it.
Have they dropped
Let's move on. And we're moving on.
No, let's not. I love this.
Spike, here's the person giving the commencement speech at your former college. Probably right now, if I'm guessing, because you guys are 3 hours ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you it starts at 5:30. Is it today?
It's today.
It's today. Okay. I'm going to play you a little bit of this audio, and I want you to see if you can pick out who this guest speaker is. You ready?
Yes.
It's tough. Laura, you ready? You're going to guess too. And the audience, I want you guys to guess too.
As if I didn't pull this audio.
Oh, you pulled the audio. Okay.
I did.
Then just pretend like you don't know.
I'm kind of taking this seriously as a singing, dancing frog can take anything.
Yes, it's a commencement at the University of Maryland featuring Kermit the Frog.
Oh, I guess they say the name. I hadn't listened to these guys yet.
That's guess. On me.
Take a guess, Spike.
Let's bet.
Let's take a bet.
Let me say something. I would right now very glad they said Kermit the Frog, because that voice,
I wouldn't have known.
I wouldn't have known.
I haven't heard it yet, and I'm just hearing this with you for the first time. So this is the guy who now does Kermit the Frog. Obviously, Jim Henson passed away. Rest in peace. And then his son, was it Brian Henson? Was he the guy who did it?
I thought so, but I think that was urban legend. I did some research into this because I kind of knew who this was.
Jim Henson's son never did the voice?
I think he did. He did, but there was an official guy that Jim Henson stopped doing the voice in 1990, and a different gentleman did the voice for a long time, and now he just retired, and there's a new voice of Kermit the Frog.
Is Brian Henson even a real person? Did I just come up with that name on the fly?
No, he's a real person.
Is that Jim's son?
Yeah, I believe.
Who then ran the Kermit studio or whatever the studio's called? Listen to this voice.
Featuring Kermit the Frog. What is your advice going to be to these students who are now stepping out into the real world?
Yeah, well, lots of stuff, taking the leap into opportunity and making connections in our world today. I mean, those are just a few of the things that I have learned.
This is not Kermit.
Well, yeah, that's this guy's been doing it. And that's how out of touch I am, and I feel kind of guilty.
This sounds like Kermit's brother, right?
Who was an elected frog, who's bitter.
Yeah, well, absolutely. This could totally be, this could be Kevin the Frog.
This is a guy named Matt Vogel, who's been doing this since 2017. This guy's been doing Kermit for 8 years.
No, he can't. He doesn't sound like Kermit. This sounds like Matt Vogel or Kevin the Frog.
Yeah.
Spike, you do a better Kermit than this, don't you?
It's impossible to say where the University of Maryland happens, right?
Why?
As you go into the brave world, remember, it's a swamp out there. I mean, it's
way better.
It's not hard to do Kermit. It's not that easy finding jobs.
Sing It's Not Easy to Be Green.
Having to spend each day the color of the leaves. I mean,
this is better. Laura, don't you think he's better?
Yeah.
What's the
To be fair, it's a low bar.
Thank you. For Matt Vogel, but give me some Jim Henson.
Oh, yeah.
In my own journey to follow in my dreams, no, I don't think we are ever really all grown up.
I don't like that. Here's Jim Henson, the original Kermit the Frog. I'm going to compare him to you, Spike. Let's see how he sounds.
And here's my old friend Kermit.
It's Johnny Carson. It's just the best of the
He
best.
did the best Johnny Carson. Kermit does the best Johnny Carson impression.
This is actually Johnny Carson.
There. Hi. Hello, Kermit.
Hello out there. Yeah, it's nice to be here. Right.
How's your love life?
What? How's my love life?
How's your love life?
Listen, I work on Sesame Street. You don't ask a frog questions like that.
So he's a
I
kid
laid
show.
300 eggs last night. How'd you do?
Male frogs don't lay eggs, do
I'm
they?
I'm spitballing here.
In
Come on.
Jurassic Park, they can actually make up DNA
'Cause of
sequences,
frog
though.
DNA,
Frog
because frogs can change their gender.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Here's the
Well, they call them transphibians. Boom.
Is that really?
No.
Oh, I would have believed it. Here's Kermit the Frog singing his famous song. Spike, why don't you sing along with him? We'll see if you can just blend into one voice.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows?
You got to instrumental this.
And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing.
It's one of the most beautiful songs ever written.
Do you think someday you'll sing this to your son? Your long lost son?
I will sing this to him. You bet.
When he gets off the plane to come and visit you from Baltimore,
Wait and see.
you stand there at the edge of the...
Someday we'll find it. The boardwalk connection. The lovers, your mother and me.
He's gonna turn right around and get back on the plane.
No, come back. I mean it, really. I love you. Have a big hug. I brought flies.
He's dreaming his whole life of meeting a dad.
And I got a puppet on my hand. How you doing there, big fella? How about giving your old man a hug?
It's the most dad move you can do.
Well, really, I've been working on this speech for about 42 years of trying to figure out where's my boy been. Has he been out there in the world without a dad? What a horrible thing to do. You'll find him, your bastard connection.
The lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Oh, I'm doing this. I'm writing this song, The Bastard Connection.
This poor guy. Oh my gosh.
I feel worse for the students at the University of Maryland. And I got to tell you, man, all due respect, but Matt Vogel.
No, mine's
You
horrible.
absolutely
You do yours.
pulled blood, buddy.
He's horrible. He's a horrible Kermit.
No, it's.
And you know what? You try.
Hey, I try to make it my own. I don't have anybody with a hand on my backside anymore. It's really, the independent movement was impossible to.
You've got, all joking aside, when you do meet your long lost son, I will pay you a lot of money if the first thing you say to him is a Kermit impression.
How about a hug for your old man there, little feller? You're kind of big there for a 42-year-old baby.
That's brutal.
That's going to sit on your lap.
Come on, your old man's lap. You're a big fella.
Oh, my gosh. Ridiculous. All right.
Oh.
We've actually got stuff to get to, believe it or not. we
Real-
got one more
real-
segment. We got a whole nother
stuff?
segment.
Real
stuff.
news content, you're saying?
Real stuff. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The John Curley Show.
They call him Reggie Smiley Wilson. How many years did you drive a Metro bus?
36 years.
You were the guy that had a smile sign. When people came on, you say smile, you do jokes.
That bus is reality. And everybody needs to know that, hey, man, my reality is no different from yours because I got to eat, I got to sleep, and I got to work. And I think we all want to do it a better way.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube, weekdays 3 to 7, and download the KIRO News Radio app.
Hi-yo, Kermit the Frog here for Integrity Roofing and Construction.
No, I won't do that. Homeowners, I don't really want to do that. Protect your biggest investment now with Integrity Roofing and Construction. Get ahead of the summer rush. Integrity, your family-owned, award-winning roofing and construction company, ready to give your home the protection it deserves. Integrity offers complete in-house construction and design for all your projects. On-site project management makes every process easy. Beat the summer rush today. Call Integrity for a free estimate at 206-202-ROOF. That's 206-202-ROOF. Or online at integrityrc.com. That's integrityrc.com.
Safety comes first. When money is tight, don't neglect maintenance on your vehicle. Keep it safe. At Bucky's Complete Auto, we have you covered with available financing. For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto has been servicing and repairing cars and trucks with modern-day technology and good old-fashioned customer service. There's a Bucky's just about everywhere for oil changes, wiper blades, brakes, tire rotation, tune-ups, and factory maintenance. No appointment necessary and financing's available. Check Bucky's.com for the location near you.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
G. Scott here with former Seahawks Cliff Averill and Doug Baldwin. I heard you guys are having a celebrity pickleball tournament to raise money for Nourishing Champions. Why pickleball?
Obviously, it's a growing sport, but also this model is that we will actually be playing with community.
We are the most competitive people, so regardless of how sorry Doug might be, he will be out there competing like it's a Super Bowl.
Sign up for the Celebrity Pickleball Tournament, open to all skill levels. For details, go to championsofchangefoundation.org/pickleball.
Hi, I'm Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. We're celebrating 100 years of Pella excellence with an offer as strong as our legacy. Get $100 off every window, $100 off every door, and enjoy 100 days with no interest and no payments. It's our way of saying thank you for letting us be a part of your homes for a century. Visit PellaPNW.com to schedule your free consultation today. Pella, 100 years strong.
This could be the oddest gift anyone's ever given me.
But I'll bet you use it.
When the time is right, I suppose.
That's the idea.
A plunger.
An Apollo plumbing plunger.
Free for me?
Actually, free to everyone we visit.
Because?
We believe some things you can do on your own.
And if this plunger can't fix it?
Apollo Plumbing will.
Just like that.
You call, we come. It's fixed.
Wouldn't you rather I just call?
You're welcome to.
Okay.
But for a simple backup?
Something I can solve myself?
Try your free plunger.
I'll admit it's kind of spiffy.
Apply a little pressure.
And if it still won't clear?
Call Apollo Plumbing.
The Ready Right Now plumbers.
Our big blue trucks come stocked full of fixes.
And a plunger wielding plumber.
A clean screen trained and trustworthy Apollo plumber.
They come in a jiffy.
Arriving when promised to put plumbing problems in your past.
And give me a free plunger.
That too.
You know, I kind of like this plunger.
I'm sure it'll come in handy.
Just like Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision.
If you're over 50 and you've been diagnosed with a cataract, or your vision is changing as you're developing an early cataract, you could be a perfect candidate for K2 Vision RLE.
It's inevitable. At some point, typically in your 60s or 70s, you'll have a dysfunctional lens that eventually becomes a cataract. To restore your vision, you will someday need a procedure such as refractive lens exchange.
The question is, are you done with glasses? Do you want to spend your good, active years hassling with changing prescriptions and needing readers?
K2 Vision RLE can give you great vision now, permanently, and you'll never develop that cataract. The procedure is quick and painless, and our state-of-the-art custom lens technologies give highly predictable outcomes.
K2 Vision surgeons have performed nearly 100,000 procedures. We know when RLE is right for you.
Find out. Schedule a free Zoom consultation at k2visionrle.com.
K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. Our local tax expert Greg Nunn wants taxpayers to know the IRS is now going after older cases very aggressively. If you received Form CP-504 from the IRS, do not ignore it. Be proactive and resolve your situation with Greg Nunn, N-U-N-N, None Better Tax Resolution.
This is your chance to get more. The Harnish Auto family's annual super sale is here. Volkswagen, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Subaru, and Kia. New cars, used cars, certified pre-owned cars, and more. More selection, more value, more for your trade. Buy, trade, sell at the Harnish Auto family's annual super sale happening right now. Come on down and join the family. Located in Puyallup and Everett. The Harnish Auto family, where people matter.
Hi, welcome back to the show. If you missed any of the show today, you missed a lot, I promise you. Go back and watch the YouTube. You can watch the whole 3 hours. We stream it live every day. It's live right now. People are commenting. They're loving it. But if you guys get a chance, go back and watch the video. It's a ton of fun. You can relive it. You can do it with a drink at night. It's fun. We got text messages now. Let's read some of these text messages. Laura, fire away.
On Spike's long-lost son, Bernie and Squim says, Laura, cue the Cats in the Cradle song. Pretty please.
Thank you.
Quick question for you, Spike.
Sure.
If this guy does turn out to be a real son, what do you hope his name is? Do you have do you have a classic name that you were hoping? Would it be cool if his name was Spike?
Well, he'd be no. I don't know. That'd be crazy weird.
That would be crazy weird.
Because I wasn't Spike till I moved here.
If you could name him, if you could give him a name, and maybe he'll let you. I don't know. But what would you name him?
I like Matt.
Matt's a solid name,
right?
Yeah, Matt's a solid name.
Yep. I don't get dragons in the dragons in the cave with the silver. What is that? That's weird. Okay, Doug and Mumford,
You're the
weird.
bearded dragon.
Oh, great.
That's about
Melinda in Bellevue says, check out the hairline, the space between the teeth, the shape of the beard, the eyebrows. Oh my God, insane. I missed the beginning. Where did this picture come from? We didn't hear that part of the story again. That was earlier today. A friend of mine was back in my own stomping grounds, Ocean City, Maryland. Ran into a guy coming out of a bar at a music festival, and my buddy, who I've known for 30 years, goes, "I got to take your picture. You look just like a dear friend of mine."
Who used to live here and worked at a bar
right,
here.
Used to live here.
Right around the time you were born.
My friend didn't know I had any connection to Ocean City. My friend I met here in Seattle.
Oh,
is a
really?
national traveling comedian.
I assume this was like a guy from your past.
A local. No. Well, Craig's from my past in Seattle. Craig Gass, the comedian.
Crazy.
He said, "You ever been to Ocean City?" He said, "Dude, I lived there for 6 years." And that's when the numbers started to add up. How old is this guy?
Yeah.
What's his mom look like?
So we've
she a woman of loose moral fiber?
We have taken steps to find out.
steps to find out.
If we can actually find him.
The radio station in my old hometown, Baltimore, Maryland's going to we're going to get together with them and put a PSA out to try to find this young man.
Sweet. Maybe a billboard. That'd be awesome.
Maybe a billboard campaign.
Let's see. On Spike, the bearded dragon. Somebody sent an AI Spike bearded dragon. Goodfellas says Chris Hemsworth has bearded dragons. He and his son swear that they're just as smart as pigs. So that's good.
Not feeding wild animals. Pregnant pause.
Pigs are very smart.
Pigs are very smart.
Animals.
Pigs are smart.
Yeah.
And delicious.
On not feeding wild animals, Matthew in Tacoma says, at Northwest Trek, the deer would steal my fries from over my shoulder. It was cool. All of a sudden, a head comes over and helps itself.
That would be cool. They move silently, too. It's crazy. You can be right near a deer in the woods. You don't even know it.
That's their survival skills. They have to be able to move silently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just amazing creatures.
253 says, in what world does an intelligent person not think that bear claws aren't harmful to animals?
Well, this is from 253.
I don't think bear claws are harmful.
Well, there's
That's
a new
not the
rule in
case.
Washington State where you're not allowed to feed these animals because of, what is it? Oh, yeah, chronic wasting disease.
Yeah, well, read Debbie in the 206. She had a good point.
Well, I was just for 253 because I was saying that I wake up every morning and I feed
bear
the
claws.
deer outside my house bear claws. Debbie says it's not the food that is causing chronic wasting disease. It's gathering of sick and healthy animals at the spot where you feed them that can spread this disease. It's naturally occurring and similar to mad cow disease caused by malformed proteins called prions. Debbie sounds smart. 253, not so much.
A resident animal expert,
But
Debbie.
253, I will take your recommendation into consideration, and perhaps if a bear claw isn't helpful, to maybe a apple fritter or something. I don't know, something else. If a bear claw doesn't work,
we'll do some research about what you should be feeding bears.
Glazed old fashioned, maybe.
You can ask the Top Pot guys.
There you go. They're coming next week. It's National
Absolutely.
Donut Week next week.
Yeah.
On Jake and Spike, a crime-solving duo, Jason and Muckle Tio says, man, I don't know how many times I've had to tell myself, you've got to think like an Eastern African ground crane.
That's right.
That was seriously one of the...
If you want to find them, you got to think like them.
Right.
Absolutely.
Jeff from Kent says, my daughter is interning at the Cougar Mountain Zoo, and she was shoveling in the reindeer section yesterday when the crane got loose. She says, it's lucky it didn't fly into the wolf enclosure that it flew over. Because that's a
bit of evidence that we didn't know about.
Have we asked the wolves?
Jeff from Kent, we need to talk to we need to get your daughter on the phone and find out what's going on.
Right, we're trying to solve this problem
Trying to solve this thing. And if I would have known that she was in there shoveling reindeer poop,
right,
I would have had a totally different tact in trying to find the Eastern crown crane.
Our girl on the inside.
Eastern African crown crane. Let's see here. On votes for our theme song, Gene from Snohomish says he likes the hard rock one. 253 says, I think Jake should forget about the lyrics and their crime-solving intro should just be the Ventures theme music from Hawaii Five-0.
Ooh, I like,
It's pretty good music.
Lake Union 5-0, we'll call it.
There you go. Sure.
Susan Liquid says, murders in the building only-esque. Not the music, but the premise.
Sure. All right, final one, Laura. You pick.
On Spike the Bearded Dragon, Practicrat says, I think you guys should make that dragon Spike the mascot for the show, an official mascot.
I like it. I think it's pretty good.
The rainbow dragon, we'll call him.
I like it. It's a nice looking dragon. It's a very nice looking dragon. Although it does have glasses.
It does. We'll work on that. We'll workshop that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. Tomorrow's Friday. It's going to be a great show. We'll see you back then. John Curley's coming up next. Bye-bye.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
Well, you're getting ready every morning. Make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO Newsradio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed mold, mildew, bowing walls, or water in your basement? I hope not, but if you have, your basement is